was a concept, an idea, a vision.
With this, a group of great entrepreneurs, a motivated team behind.
And of course, effort, collaboration, resilience, and passion. This is what we achieved today.
Welcome to the next step of innovation.
Welcome to F10.
We are a movement willing to change the industry. Are you ready to be part of it?
Of course, we're ready to be part of it. Are you ready to be part of it? Yes, a big round of applause to this fantastic, fabulous, uplifting video. Excellent, thank you so much. You heard it. We are going to change the industry. Yes, we are, and that's why you're all here. But before we show you how we're going to, and we are changing the present and the imminent future, let's go to the past. Let's travel in time to 1472, to the Italian city of Siena, where the first bank, well, not the first bank, but the Banca Monte dei Paschi was founded, and is the first bank, the bank that is the oldest bank, sorry, still working today, but it was not the first bank. Mesopotamian traders used to loan grain to farmers and dealers back in 2000 BC. So the banking history comes from a long way, but incredibly, it hasn't changed, it hasn't evolved much. It's incredible, but if you realize that some banks are still operating the same way they've always done, my friends, but this is going to change. The fintech revolution brings an alternative, many alternatives that can change the way we live our lives. We're going to make our life much easier and give us more control over our money. And this is only the beginning. We have just started. This is why at F10 we're changing the banking and the insurtech industries. And to show you what our entrepreneurs have achieved so far, we are all here today. So, good morning and welcome to F10 Spain Demo Day. My name is Elena, or Helena, and I'm thrilled to be your host on this stage this morning. Are you ready for what we've prepared? Well, before we show you the program and dive deep into what we've prepared with so much time and effort and love, it is a pleasure to introduce the two people that will do the official welcoming. And they are the CEO and co-founder of F10 and the country success lead Spain at F10. So please welcome Andy Iten and Andrea Sanchez. Welcome. Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Elena.
You're welcome.
1, 2.
Thanks so much for the intro. Well, first of all, thanks everybody for joining us today. We know it's like strange times where everybody are sitting here. So thank you so much for making the effort to come here. And for those who are online also, thanks so much for joining us from every single part of the world. And you know, we hope you enjoy this event and especially that you see our startups pitching. They practice a lot. So Andy, welcome to Spain, actually.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Yeah.
It goes 1, 2.
Now it's on. It's on.
Okay, can you hear me? Thank you very much. So it's a great pleasure to be here. Finally, after I think it's 1.5 years online Zoom mania, like online events. Finally, we have now an in-person event here in the beautiful place of Barcelona, and actually also here. I mean, it's amazing. Thanks very much for having me, invited me here to Spain. And yeah, I mean, actually, props go to you guys. You have organized it. Thanks.
No, actually, we have to go back in time, like Elena was mentioning, not very long back time, but I mean, you are the one who came to Spain, who started the initiative here. So I'd like you to tell the people why Spain was so important and why did you decide to bring this amazing F10 into here?
Yes, absolutely. I think there's only one reason why we came to Spain, because they have good wines here in Spain. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think, we started in Switzerland back in 2015, and we learned a lot what it means actually to build up this ecosystem, to connect, the corporate world with the startups, onboarding investors. So we did a lot of learnings. Then we decided to go to Singapore because we saw some similarities, of the markets. There's wealth management, wealth tech. There's a lot of things going on in terms of innovation. So was trying kind of to bridge those two markets. That was pretty successful. And then in one point in time, we said, look, we need to make sure that we can further expand that model. And then we were kind of, exploring a bit where we could actually go, where we can really add value, where is maybe also a need in the market, and where do we see the opportunities. And luckily, because one of the founding partners of F10 is SIX, they also kind of grabbed the Spanish stock exchange, which at that point in time was obviously a good opportunity for us to deep dive a little bit more into the market. And then we learned a lot about the kind of entrepreneurial spirit of people here in Spain. We talked to many people, based in Madrid, working at the banks, as well as to a couple of startups here in Spain, and we saw that there's maybe something you can really bring to the market here with the F10 model. And obviously now actually opening up operations here means also that we have a footprint in the European Union, because regulation in the industry we are in is quite different between the different locations and the markets. That means we can learn a lot here, but we also can maybe leverage certain things we have learned from the other markets. And the other thing is obviously also that Spain has a big home market. So it's quite attractive for entrepreneurs to start up something here. So just compared to Switzerland, I mean, we're 7 to 8 million people in Switzerland. As you can see, like there's really a big difference. As well as, there are a couple of banks here doing quite good when it's about digital transformation, I would say so. So that's also good condition. Obviously, there's things can be improved. I think there's still not enough venture capital available here in Spain. I think there we also want to help a bit, and at least create, good and high quality deal flow.
Yeah, and if I may add there, also, I guess the connection with Latin America is something that makes total sense, right? Spain, Latam, they are super connected, and the fact of having startups here who want to go there, but also having startups there who want to come here and explore the European Union, well, it's a great opportunity. But yeah, so moving to, let's say, talk a little bit about the ambition of F10. We've talked, we want to create value, we actually want to create impact, we want to build the most amazing startups in the financial services industry. But I'd like you to tell us a little bit about what's actually the F10 ambition. Where do you want to get? What's your vision?
Yes, I think there was a lot of discussion about, will the fintechs or startups disrupt the industry? You remember maybe the discussion back in 2015, 16, where there was a lot of hype and so on. But we always thought better together. There is things we can, where startups can add value, but we also need this established player in the industry. It's not just, one-sided. So our hypothesis is actually to combine these two different worlds. Obviously, we very much believe that innovation comes from the outside. It's very difficult for big corporates to reinvent stuff. But when it's about scaling the innovation, when it's about then creating later on the real impact, right, then it's a lot, with the incumbents. So combining those things, that's still at the core of what we do. Because also the financial and insurance industry is something which is really a global thing, like the cross-border topics, and you will hear later on when you see the startups, there's a lot about things not happening just in one market. There's still a lot of problems we have cross-border. So I think for us, it's key to have that global network, because innovation is not happening here in Barcelona, right? Or in Zurich or in Singapore. It's happening everywhere. So we need to make sure that we are always at the forefront of what's happening when, young or maybe ambitious entrepreneurs start things up. So that's why our ambition is actually to become the global network where, you know, the best startups, the best, you know, digital transformed corporates, as well as, you know, the potential, you know, those VCs or investors who really want to get access to high quality startups, that they become part of our platform. So eventually F10 will become kind of the innovation platform for the financial and insurance industry globally. So that's our ambition. We're not there, right? But you need to have big ambitions to be successful, but we're working hard on it, and Spain is actually the third step in getting there.
Great. And actually, we have amazing startups that have been going through the incubation program, but also we have amazing corporates, right, who are supporting us, who are sitting with the startups, who are also bringing us challenges in the industry, right? At the end of the day, they are the experts, and they are the ones who know what's the big pain. So we are getting there. We are getting there. I'm sure we are gonna get there. So moving more to general, looking at the market, looking at the different trends that we've been looking at with our different corporate partners, but also, you know, looking at what investors are doing right now. What do you think that are the, let's say, next big fintech trends that we'll be seeing in the upcoming future?
Yes, many people write about the trends, and almost every 3 months you see a new trend. We have actually developed a bit, you know, a framework where we try to assess, you know, what's really going on and how do we derive things. We basically look at the 2,500 startups applying for our programs globally, so we can derive certain things. So one thing I would like to mention where I see a big potential is the topic of climate fintech, right? There is maybe the sustainable financing is something which is very, you know, around since a couple of time, but it's very broad, right? And we have a problem also with the standardization there in terms of the data. But when you look at climate fintech, I think, you know, fintech, especially also the financial industry, they can really mobilize the capital to create the impact on the environment at the end of the day. And I think there you need to have, you know, technology to do that. There's also opportunities to build up businesses around that, because I'm very much a believer of, you know, there will only be an impact if it's also a business, right? So it's just for the good, that's not going to work. So we need to find those business models which, in addition to create profit, also create a positive impact on the environment. And climate fintech is something which I think, you know, is going to be the next thing. So we're working on that. We have also already a couple of startups in the Zurich cohort. Now we're working on these topics, and I think this could also then be very interesting for our corporate partners, because the scaling up of these solutions is something which only can happen in collaboration and not just, you know, by a startup.
So you heard, if you have startups, you have ideas where you want to, you know, make an impact in the climate, please feel free to reach out to us. And if you are a corporate who has challenges and who wants to actually make that impact as well, also reach out to us. I want to finalize with a last question, which is very simple, but at the same time might be very, very difficult, which is, what's next in the steps of F10?
Yes, absolutely. So that's a good question. What's next? I think the most important message for me here is that, you know, this is not just a one-time exercise we did here with that program here in Barcelona. So our ambition is to be here and to stay here and to continue, because it takes time. You know, in order to create good cases, it takes time. In order to get these, you know, like impacts also with our corporate partners going on, it takes time. So the next thing here is actually that we continue our work, that we, you know, further invest into entrepreneurs, that we would like to get, you know, all the banks being part of F10 here in Spain, further scale the program. So that's the most important thing, I think. And then obviously there's still some, you know, white spots in the world where we believe we could maybe add a value with what we do from an F10 perspective together with our partners. So there's definitely also some ideas maybe to open up additional incubators and, you know, leverage also the accelerator program. But I wouldn't like to disclose the the strategy here, because if I tell you we're going there, then you probably will come back in a couple of months to me and say, why didn't you open up already? So it's something we're working on. But you can be sure that F10, will further grow. And what my message here, especially to Spain, is that we will just continue what we have started. It's just the beginning, and we will invest and continue. And then you will see, in later on, you probably always see some unicorns coming out of Spain and F10, hopefully.
We hope so, of course. All right, thanks so much, Andy. I want also to leverage this time because, of course, we have the startups. We work very closely with them, but this couldn't have been possible without the support of our corporate partners. So I actually wanted to have this time to bring some key people that have been supporting the F10 operation here in Spain, which are, of course, Daniel Schmucki from SIX. He's flown from Switzerland to come here and be with us today. So thank you so much for coming and also for supporting us from there. So if you want to come on stage, we have a little gift for you. Big applause. I also would like to invite Berta Ares from the BME team, but also Jaime, who's been our main champion. I would like to have them both joining us here. So that you see who are actually the faces behind the corporates that support us. And lastly, I'd like to invite, of course, Miguel, a pretty good friend. We had dinner yesterday from Renta 4. Thanks so much for the support. We have actually little diplomas here for you all. This one's for Daniel.
Gracias.
We will put it nicely later. This for Berta. And this one for Miguel.
Thank you very much.
So, big applause for them because they've been helping us to make this happen. Thank you.
And that,
Thank
as
you.
you can see, it's fully compliant with any rules at the bank, so you don't get any expensive gifts. So it's.
All right.
Thank you so
Thanks
much
so much
to all of you. Thank you, Andy and Andreas and our corporates. Yes, you got us all excited when you said present. Present. That's a lovely present. You will always cherish. Okay, so we've met the corporates, and as Andy was saying, they're here to stay. We are here to stay, and it's not only for the Spanish wines, but obviously that's a positive point. So I take advantage to say hello to our streaming, the people joining us, the streaming, hello. And remind you, we have a hashtag. The hashtag is F10 Demo Day Spain. Hashtag F10 Demo Day Spain, or F10 you can use. So hello everybody, thank you for joining us from home or from the office. We've met our corporates, and of course we met the team, both from Switzerland and Spain. But the main protagonists today are the startups, as Andrea was saying, and Andy as well, of course. The startups that you're going to meet in a minute. But first of all, we want you to meet them through a video. We made a video where we asked them one question, a very difficult one, because could you explain an experience in just one word? Could you? It sounds very difficult, isn't it? Well, it actually is. This is exactly what we've asked the startups, so we're going to see the video and see what they said.
Life-changing.
Inspiring.
This is very valuable.
Amazing.
Intense.
Empowering.
Motivation. And networking.
Emocionante. Amazing. Challenging.
I need two great people.
Molt intens I molt útil. Wow, fucking amazing.
Well, you saw it's not easy to describe an experience in just one word. Some had to use two, some bad words as well. Bad words always help. They're coming in a minute. But before I introduce you to our 10 startups that we'll be pitching today, let me walk you through the dynamic of the session. We have 10 startups. They will introduce in a random order. And let me tell you that you'll be able to ask questions. I'll show you in a minute. Well, you can see here. You can ask questions through the Slido. You just you can get this with your phone. Just catch the QR, copy it or photograph the QR. It will send you to the Slido. Let me get away from the screen so you can. The same in the people at home. You have the QR. And I think the people that are joining us through streaming, you have a link. We sent you a link. We'll send you straight to the Slido. It's very simple. You can ask your questions then. Don't take too long, because then by the time the startup is gone and is finished, your questions might arrive too late. So make sure you start sending your questions as soon as possible. It's very, very simple. The audience we have a very small audience here with us today, so feel free to raise your hand. Those who are a bit shy, you can still ask through Slido. If you want to raise your hand to ask the question directly to our entrepreneurs, feel free. We have a couple of microphones that we'll send around the room, okay? And they will introduce in 2 batches. First 5 startups, then we'll have a round table with Berta and Miguel, and then we'll have another 5 startups, okay? The good news is also that you can invest. You don't have to be an investor today to invest. You will be able to invest in any of the startups that you like today. You have 3 choices. You can choose your 3 favorite startups, and we will provide you with F10 coins. We are going to give you F10 coins. You can see here, make your investment. We're giving you 100K, 50K, and 25K of F10 coins, which is obviously a pretended money. You can see that we don't spend too much so far. But feel free to use them. You can only invest 3 times. We cannot split the 100K into 50s, okay? It's 100, 50, and 25. 3 times, just 3 investments. So please, when you go into you go through the QR, we'll send you to a platform. It's very simple. You also have a due diligence area where you can take notes. So don't start investing with the first one, because we have very good projects. So wait till the end. You have a due diligence, take your notes, and then we'll give you time to invest on the 3 that you enjoy the most, that you like the most. The startup that has the most investment will receive, obviously, will come on stage to receive the appreciation from the audience, and of course, all our love, which is priceless. So there you go. I think I've said it all. You can ask questions. Slido, remember, or raise your hand. People here in the audience, please. People at home, we're looking forward to listening to you first, because they're here. They can't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. And you can invest. So, questions? Anybody from the audience? Are you ready? Yes, Andy's ready. Are you guys ready? Yes, we are ready. So, well, tied up your socks, because we are starting. We're starting the pitching round, and here we go. I am sure you are familiar with the following situation. You need to send some money to a family member who lives abroad. He needs the money to buy a plane ticket to come back and visit you, or for pay the studies abroad. So you set up an international transfer with your bank, but with high fixed fees and poor exchange rates, your money isn't going to go as far as you expected. Once your bank has taken their cut, that means less money for your family. Not only that, it will take days before they can even access the funds. There has to be a better way, don't you think? Well, the good news is there is. And it's called Flow. And to give us all the details, we have with us the founder and CEO is Omar Gizani. Welcome, Omar.
Yes. Thank you, Elena.
That's a start.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm here today to tell you the story of a strange place. A place where sending 1,000 euros abroad will cost you 70 euros and take 5 days to reach recipient. A place where paying on mainstream platforms like Amazon, Netflix, or VP is nearly impossible. And a place where businesses still face huge opportunity costs due to the lack of proper payment and exchange tools. The place I'm talking about is actually nearby. I'm talking about Africa. Africa is a place where, despite innovation, payments still largely suck. I'm Omar Gizeni. I've been involved in cryptocurrencies and blockchain for over 6 years. I own a hardware company in Tunisia that experiments in robotics, and I'm the founder and CEO of Flow. Flow exists to help Africans get financially liberated by providing accessible, fast, and cheap financial services. For that, we built an online wallet where you can securely hold, transfer, pay, and trade fiat currencies and crypto. Most importantly, we make you closer to your loved ones and partners by making instant international transfers. Oh, damn. By making transfers instant, cheaper than 1% fee, and as easy as 4 steps. So whether you are in Tunis, Dakar, Paris, or Amsterdam, we understand your needs. We understand your African financial needs. And this is what makes us radically different. Transparency and fairness were our priorities when building this product. This is why opening an account and local transfers are free on Flow, and multi-currency transactions will cost you as low as 0.6% fee, which is more than 10 times cheaper than most of our competitors. Our early adopters will be African students in Europe receiving allowances from their parents and African workers sending money home to their loved ones. We will be primarily targeting North and West Africa for remittances, then going to Nigeria and Kenya where payments are fairly advanced, and finally reach out to the world. So we have lived the problems we are solving ourselves, but we also strongly believe that migrants' influx to Europe, African businesses scaling globally, and the rise of remote work makes it the perfect opportunity for Flow to step up and solve a critical need in search of an imminent solution. So our adventure started over a year ago. We have our private beta ready and we will be deploying in a few weeks. And one of our most exciting events was last October, where we sent 10 dinars from Tunisia, only to receive 3 euros on a European bank account in a matter of seconds. So if you remember what I said, this could only happen because we are able to offer 0.6% fees on international transactions. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible. So Flow team is fairly passionate about what we're doing and has an uncompromising view on the financial system. This is why we are the perfect team to make this happen. We are seeking €500,000 to fuel our rocket, to level up our team and rise our marketing strategy. So only one question remains here. Which one of you is ready to go with the flow and make this strange place of ours a marvelous one where your investment can thrive? Thank you very much.
Ooh, I'm ready. I'm ready. Whoa. Well done. You have some fans in the audience and some fans at home as well. We can feel you. We can feel you through the camera. So, which one of you is ready to fuel the rocket? I love it. We are ready. Omar, questions from the audience. We have several questions through the Slido. So remember, you can use the Slido through the link we sent you if you're at home or the office, and here with the QR or the QR. Questions in the room. If there are any questions in the room, raise your hand. Investors here, second row. I know you. All the women investors, power. We have a couple from Slido. Omar, you have 2 minutes. Can you give us more details about your product roadmap? And the other one is, how can you differentiate from other players in Africa? Which one you want to take first? So go.
Let's try to go with the flow and answer both.
Let's go with the flow.
Okay. So basically our product roadmap and how we are going to differentiate are very related, because we are first going to West Africa, as I mentioned, because the critical need is there in terms of remittance. So we'll be primarily targeting actually markets that are related first to the Eurozone, because remittances to Africa are more than 50% made from the Eurozone. So we will be targeting France, Spain, Germany, and so we will be first doing remittances and finally growing up our product to a multitude of other features like payments and investment on cryptocurrencies and other tokens. The purpose over years is to offer a holistic product to our users that would get them not only the right tools to be, to do their operations on a daily basis, but also to do occasional operations like remittances. And finally, and which is also very critical in our day and age, is to empower people with financial education. because we believe it's a critical thing to educate people financially, to learn, so they can learn to spend their money better, to invest in other assets and actually grow wealth. And so this is how
Omar,
we
you have to be quick
differentiate.
because we have so many questions you wouldn't believe
Other
it.
ones? Okay,
Wow,
let's
there's
go
so
for
many.
it.
Take a seat. Take a seat
All
because
right.
it's going to take
I
some
can
time.
stay with you. I mean,
This
I
is
have
going to
2
take some time. We have 5 seconds, but sorry, guys, there's so many questions. Can you answer tweet?
Yes.
Why only 500K?
I would take more if you want.
Okay, we take more. Are you going to be a bank?
Probably an advanced bank, yes, why not? But I would rather let the banking operations to the banks because they know
Okay.
what to do.
Okay, there's another one about, there's so many, oh my God, we don't have time. The final one about blockchain I saw here. Problem is that I can't read. There was some very good one. Oh, where are they? Hang on. Well, how can you, where is it flow? No, there was a very interesting one about, see if you can, there's so many, go through. There was one about blockchain. If you were using blockchain as a, which technology were you using? Can you see it?
Yeah, so basically it's about, are you using a blockchain backend? So exactly, so everything on Flow is built on a public blockchain. This is what allows us to offer very low cost transactions, but also, which is critical also, it allows us to offer security and privacy by design, which is really important in this day and age where privacy is a concern for users and security is definitely a concern for corporations with the rising innovation in terms of hacking and in terms of data hacking or this kind of
Omar, we ran out of time a long time ago, but I couldn't say no to all our audience sending. Thank you so much for sending the questions. Our audience here might have sent them through Slido. They might be a bit shy. Tell us how to contact you so you can keep answering the questions.
Of course.
How
So
do we
you
contact them?
You have my email and you have my phone number. And for those who are here, so I will be happy to talk with you later, back there, I guess.
Okay.
And otherwise, you can find me on any social media. It's my name. There is no nickname.
No nickname. Omar Gizani from Flow. Thank you so much. Well done. Woo! That was a strong, powerful way of breaking the ice. We have to keep that level up, guys. No pressure, but there you go. The level is very high. Let's go and jump into our second one. We leave Africa for the moment, Tunisia. I guess you've all seen the film The Wolf of Wall Street, right? Yeah, anybody? I haven't seen it? You should see it. Not only because Leo DiCaprio is wonderful, as always, but what a great scene when he plays the real-life character, Jordan Belfort, and he sells penny stocks over the phone to some poor, unsuspecting investor, you remember? And financial advisors have a pretty bad image. Even the honest one can be intimidating and confusing. I'm sure you agree with me. Most of us, we don't know the difference between a derivative or a junk bond. What we long, all of us as humans, is a trustworthy advice about where to put our hard-earned money so it can work for us. If there's a risk, to know about it and to be able to understand it. In short, we want to be able to define our financial goals based on good information, right? Fortunately, our next startup knows how to do that, and they're going to tell us exactly how they do it. Let's meet, please, Eduardo Peralta, the CEO of Invert. Eduardo, welcome. Woo! Woo!
Hello, everyone. My name is Eduardo. For over 15 years, I've worked as a private banker, serving the high net worth individuals. But one day I realized, what about the other 99% of the population? Research tells us that 60% of retail customers do not invest their savings because they need financial guidance. Think about it. That is a ton of money in fees that financial institutions are missing. The problem is that they insist on placing financial products that customers don't understand. What if we offer them a whole new, different experience? Before investing, customers could plan for everything they would want to achieve in the future, their goals. Then they could get a tailor-made investment recommendation to achieve each one of those goals. And then they could act based on personalized information to improve the probabilities of success. But we know plans change, right? So they could also modify the plan at any given time, and everything would automatically be adapted. This is Invert. We are a B2B software as a service for any type of financial institution. A win-win value proposition where we empower retail customers to make smart investment decisions. And where financial institutions improve the two most important business metrics: increase conversion rate and decrease the churn rate. And it works. We already have one client in Peru who just referred us to another one in Panama, and things are just speeding up. We already have 4 letters of intention, and after summer, we're going to test our solution with 4 Spanish banks, a potential reach of over 8 million customers. And that's not it. We're also working to integrate our solution with partners that will give us access to 70% of Spanish financial institutions. We are 3 serial entrepreneurs with totally different but complementary skills and a vast experience in the financial sector. And we're so fortunate. We have a tech-savvy, product-oriented, and super talented team. Invert is reimagining wealth management to properly serve the mass market. A huge opportunity. We've got the team, we've got an edge, and the time is now. Want to join us? Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. The answer is yes. So. We want to join you. Let me remind you before I send the questions to Eduardo that you have to write ideally the name of the startup because they are coming very quickly, one after the other. So I'm not going to ask Eduardo about something that has nothing to do with him. For example, shoes. Well, there's nothing to do with shoes today, but you know what I mean.
Maybe later.
So if you could write the name of the startup or the person you are addressing your question to, that'd be excellent. All right. You ready for your 2-minute Q&A?
Yes.
What makes you different from Fintonic? And we send a big kiss to Lupina Iturriaga.
We do.
Dear friend.
We do. Well, we're totally different. I mean, they're a PMF, and they are a personal financial manager, and recently a neobank. We are the future of wealth management. We are here to help investors save and invest to achieve goals in the future. So we could basically work together. I mean, we want to work with them. We already have 1 letter of intention from them in order to integrate our solution. So we're perfect to each other.
Okay, there you go. Are you thinking about offering these saving plans directly to individuals?
That's a great question.
Thank you. It's not mine, but I wish it was.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I mean, we have an incredible and an awesome roadmap for the future. We're starting Invert in order to test our solution, to test this intelligence model of financial advisory, but then we're also going to use that same technology for a B2C approach. We've already created the brand. It's called FinSay. You can check it out. But we're not going to test it until we know it works. And the way it works is to try it out with real customers, with large institutions who have that need. You know, banks, they're crazy because of the negative interest rates. They want to transfer the money to investment products. Neobanks need to increase their monetization. Wealth managers need to diversify the type of client they have, not only high net worth. So, yeah.
Excellent. Any more questions from the audience? Christian? I know you like Invert. I've done my research before we started. They will speak to you later. We run out of time, so we have to say goodbye to Eduardo Peralta and Invert. Thank you. All right, we're going to start up number 3. And we have all heard about APIs, right? Application Programming Interface. A connection between computers or between computers programs is a type of software interface offering a service to other pieces of software. APIs are vital. They save time. They are literally the mortar that glues the bricks on an app together. They are nothing new, but they have exploded recently. in popularity, of course, not physically, you know what I mean. The programmable web counts more than 23,000 APIs at the moment. So how on earth do we find the right ones? If only there was a single market, a hub, a place where we could show the best APIs, help you to manage them, connect them. Oh, dreaming. You don't have to dream because it's real. It's here. It's called Scores. And to hear all about it, we have their CEO, Daniel España. Welcome, Daniel. Woo! Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo!
Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel España, and I'm the CEO of Scores. I built my first fintech company in 2005. And as Elena told you, today I'm here to talk to you about APIs and why every company should be using them to improve their digital business. I am sure it has happened to all of you that you go out to a very beautiful restaurant that offers good food, but the service was terrible. And this just made the whole dining out a bad experience. And you probably won't go back to that restaurant ever again. In the case of a restaurant, the waiters are who make it possible for the food to get to the kitchen, from the kitchen to the customer in a short amount of time and in a nice and presentable way. In the digital world, the waiters are the APIs. They work in the back to make your business move faster, be more efficient, and manage more clients. Did you know that on an average, a website or an app uses more than 20 APIs? Now, imagine you need to hire 20 new waiters for your restaurant. You need to hire only the best, train them, and supervise them on a daily basis. Doing this in the digital world can get very complicated. So that's why we created Scores, a one-stop shop for APIs, to help all companies incorporate APIs into their business in a more efficient way. And we did this by creating a marketplace of different solutions where our clients can navigate, find, test, and buy any API in just a couple of steps. And our dashboard lets them manage them all in just one place. Our mission is to help our clients save time and development, access valuable data in a safe and secure environment, and we only offer APIs that matter, that bring real value to your business. The total addressable market is huge. If we take into consideration, we can reach 3 different markets: low-code platforms, fraud prevention tools, and API gateways. Latin America is hot right now. This year, so far, the invested capital into startups has been more than $1.4 billion. And we just launched recently in Mexico, and we already have more than 15 APIs published in our marketplace. And as you can see in this graphic, in our 3rd month of operation, we are already doing better than expected. Our team is the secret sauce in Scores. We are all visionaries with proven careers in fintech, and we all believe APIs are the future, and the future is now. We're raising our next round to do 3 things: marketing and sales, support our international expansion, and research and development to make our platform easier to use. We would love for you to join us on this adventure of helping every entrepreneur build digital services faster, cheaper, and safer. And remember, don't let your business fail because of bad waiters. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel, distancia de seguridad. Bueno, seguridad. We've kissed it behind scenes. Anyway, no, we're all safe and sound. Daniel, I was telling Daniel he looks like Javier Peña in Narcos, you know? Not only his Miami accent, he's from Venezuela, lives in Mexico, but was raised in Miami, is Javier Peña. It's the same, isn't it? Anyway, you have to see Narcos. Are you ready? Okay, we have a lot of questions here. Scores, what about competition?
There's some new players in the market in Latin America. There's still not a strong one, but there's some new players doing interesting stuff. We know we can be the first reference in Latin America and then expand our services to the rest of the world. But right now, there's small players, and there's not a large player in Latin America doing this.
Okay, they will be. If it's good, they will be.
They will.
They ask you as well, how are you going to avoid clients contracting the APIs directly with the creator?
We have a great relationship with our providers. We already have 15 APIs published, and we have more than 15 APIs on waitlist to publish on our marketplace. And we have big companies that offer APIs as much as small independent developers that also offer APIs in our marketplaces. And they're really happy with our being a new channel to offer their services, and we offer the same prices as they do and some other benefits. So.
Okay, question from Andy. Hang on a second, Andy, we'll pass you a microphone. No, for the streaming. We don't forget about you guys, you see. We love you because you are there. Ooh, aplauso. The microphone is coming. Thank you so much. Thank you. If anybody else wants to raise their hand, feel free. Don't be shy. Come on, a Swiss is asking a question before the Spaniards, and then we say we're fun?
Yeah, I have to change the image a bit of the Swiss people. Right. Daniel, great pitch. Thanks very much. I would be very interested to learn more about what is your business model, actually, how you make money with these APIs. And maybe also what's the motivation of these companies who open up?
Yeah, for sure. Our business model is a two-sided marketplace model where we charge a commission to the API providers between 15 and 25% of whatever they sell on our platform. And we also offer some APIs of our own, which we make a higher commission. And we also have some new business revenue models in the near future we're working on.
Thank you.
Are you happy with that answer?
Sure.
Otherwise, he's going to be around, both Andy and Daniel, of course. There are more questions. Thank you so much for sending so many. Daniel, tell us, write to Daniel here because we have no time to answer them. There's more. I'll show them to you later. Unfortunately, if you don't give us your name, we don't know how to find you. If you want to give us an email, so Daniel or anybody can follow up with you guys. There's a lot of questions. Okay, so Daniel, there is his address, his email address. Please send him an email, and the ones here, please speak to him later. We have to go.
Thank you very much.
See you in Miami.
Bye-bye.
No, well, he's actually based in Puebla, Mexico. Beautiful, beautiful town. Okay, let's go with startup number 4. To open a bank account, you often need a proof of address. Normally a utility bill, right? To contract a utility bill, you need a bank account. It's a paradox that anyone that has moved abroad to live will understand. And there's some people laughing here at the front row, I guess, and you guys, I'm sure you've gone through this paradox. Making home in a new country has a lot of challenges. Banking is one of the first to overcome. My God, thank God. But the great news, that's why I say thank God, is that our next startup aims to improve the life of expats by streamlining the bureaucracy of banking for them. They are called expats. Very appropriate. And to give us the details, we have with us the co-founder and CEO, Robert Monturiol. Robert Monturiol.
Thank you. Thank you, Helen. Thank you. Okay, good morning. We are in front of a massive relocation process. 1/3 of remote workers are planning to relocate or to work from abroad after this fucking pandemic. Expats and global remote generation is becoming the 3rd largest economy in the world, just above the size of Japan and Germany. Its population will reach 1 billion people by 2035, and it represents a total addressable market of 40% between US, Europe, and Mexico. My name is Robert Monturiol. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Expats. I lived abroad for more than 20 years in 5 different countries, and this is my 3rd startup. I'm a happy face when I land in Mexico. Living abroad is an amazing experience, but it's a journey full of pain points. For starters, your financial life across jurisdictions. It takes 3 to 4 years to set up your build-to-credit score. Managing your bank account between jurisdictions, it's a mess, and you need to bear 30 to 40% higher costs. Then there's a lot of relocation challenges all over the journey. Maybe migration, tax, finding a residence, healthcare, and community engagement. You want to get connected with social and professional like-minded people. Our value proposition is a cross-border app that helps our customers to synchronize their financial life. It means in one single app, managing their origin and destination account to help them make seamless payments and transfers, setting, and very important second, setting a global credit passport by immediately providing a credit card and accessing fast-track access to loans and community engagement services, always ranked and curated by experts for experts. We got 8,000 customers for our MVP corridor, which is Mexico, US, Mexico. We got a banking license to do so, which means a 36 months of regulation shortcut in one of the most attractive markets in the world and most profitable markets in the world. And our team is blended by 50 years of combined experience in experts and banking industry. Myself, in customer intelligence and open banking, Mark in customer experience and innovation, and Jan in compliance and risk. And yep, we're raising $2 million, 800 already focused for our first closing, 25% already committed. And we got the 7 T's for you, which is TAM, tech, team, and very perfect timing, what we call traction, and obviously a transformative value proposition that is going to take us to the 10x. Okay, thank you very much.
Wow, 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 wow. Robert. You're missing a T.
Yeah.
You're missing a T for triumph. Triunfo. Hombre,
Thank you very much.
Hombre, hay que añadirla. Okay, Robert, you ready?
Yeah.
Questions from the audience? Anybody? They're thinking about it. Thank you, guys. We're receiving... we have a question there. Yes, from an investor. I know you're an investor because she's in the Charlie's... You're in the Charlie's group? Of course. Charlie's group. Women investors, power in Spain. And the world.
I have a question regarding, are you a B2B solution or are you directly B2C?
Are you a B2B or directly a B2C?
Our go-to-market strategy is going to be both B2B and B2C. Obviously, we have to start, we're building a cross-border brand. So it means that we have to generate awareness on the B2C, and we want to make the B2B desire our solution because there's many corporates out there that are, promoting remote working and allowing people to work from abroad.
And can you tell us a little bit more about your banking licenses and how you're solving that problem?
I'm sorry,
banking licenses and how you're solving that problem?
Okay, obviously each jurisdiction now, so banking world doesn't work like Uber. Yeah, you don't open an Uber account and it works everywhere. So we need to leverage, thanks to technology momentum, we leverage an open banking and bank as a service. So we got our own banking license in Mexico, but for example in Europe, we're going to leverage through Solaris Bank, or we're going to leverage with Web Bank or cross-EU Bank in the United States. And obviously there's going to be like a bunch of open banking providers like, Plate, Unex, many of them. Belbo in Latin America.
My God, we have so many questions. Another one in the room. We're coming with the ones in the Slido. Go ahead.
Hi, hello. Mexico and US have a lot of business together, but when you're doing with banking in Mexico, you only are allowed to have a bank account in US dollars if you're residing in the northern border. It's called the Banda Fronteriza Norteña. Mm-hmm. So how are you handling these differences between US dollars and Mexican pesos, how you can handle all these transactions?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've been operating 4 years in the corridor, US, Mexico, in the remittance business. And obviously, banks in Mexico are only allowed to open accounts in pesos, as you mentioned. Obviously, when we're in the fintech space, you can show in the front, in your screen, you can show a balance in dollars. But what it's actually happening, you have a balance in pesos. The thing is, in the United States, it's much more easier. I mean, we can open an account in multi-currencies. But obviously, if we are helping a customer that is moving to US, they pretend to have a debit card and credit card immediately in the US, so it's going to be a US-supported banking service. And in Mexico, it's going to be supported by us, which is a Mexican peso. And we could show in the single app the balances in the currencies that the customer prefer, even the spending. Because when you are in Mexico, you are, for example, from US, you want to know, oh, I am paying too much for this meal. Maybe, I don't know, 5,000 pesos for a meal, it's too much. How much is it today in dollars? I don't know, you want to know that. Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah, later on we can discuss later on.
Actually, I have so many questions from the audience. We don't have time, but they're asking you about the competition, the next market after Mexico and USA, and if you can share your pitch.
Yeah,
I'm
sure,
not sure.
sure.
We're running out of time, Robert. So you have
we can do
one word. Can you share your pitch?
We are in a
yes
company raised to make money, not just to raise and waste money. So it's been very hype in the industry, raising money but not making any money. So we decided to target this global niche target that is super unattended, and there is a lot of embedded finance to deploy after them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you. Sorry, Josh was asking, I guess it's somewhere it's in the streaming, Josh asking if we can share the pitch. We'll have to, yes, we can share the pitch. I don't know how we're going to do that. They already did so for you, okay? Thank you. Okay, there you go. Well, let's go to startup number 5 of this first batch. And if I say credential stuffing, carding, denial of service, I am talking about, don't have to say, it's a rhetorical question, but you know what I'm talking about, threats to the financial services from bad bots. For years now, the biggest security concerns for businesses in the financial sector have mainly been related to data security, privacy, compliance, and everything in between. One of the most notable threats to application of security has been the bad bots. But not all the bots are bad. Don't think about Terminator. So how we differentiate them, and how do we fight back with a cloud-based tool that uses machine learning to protect you against such fraud? It's called Travatar, and we have their CEO and co-founder, Jakub Kisiel. Welcome. Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Welcome. Woo!
Hello, humans. Probably you heard this kind of hello in science fiction movies like Star Wars or Terminator. I can say hello, humans, because I can see you. But I cannot say the same about users online. On average, 30% of internet users are bots. And you might think that bots are only simple programs designed for simple tasks. And yes, some of them are still. But today's bots are also very advanced and dangerous. Using newest technology, bots are even able to build relation with humans and break humans' heart. I'm gonna tell you about the dark side of the internet. Nowadays, there are 2 types of bots: good bots and bad bots. Good bots are indexing websites, they perform online transactions, or they interact with customers. So what about bad bots? They are clicking on ads, they are stealing content data, they are responsible for sending malicious links, financial malware, account takeover, and many more threats. Only in 2020, because of account takeover, companies and consumers lost almost $17 billion. Ad fraud cost companies almost $35 billion. Bots also mess up analytics, so companies are making strategy decisions based on fake data. So this is our solution: website protection against online fraud and malicious bots. We are analyzing over 200 data points of users, like behavior, clicks, and fingerprinting, and we can identify good bots, bad bots, and real users. Everything is possible because we integrated our solution with many other data sources, and we are using machine learning. Our solution is based on 3 areas: ad fraud prevention to eliminate marketing budget waste, website security to protect websites against cyber attacks and threats, data analysis diagnostic tools to increase revenues. The market is valued $52 billion, and it will double in next 3 years. Competitors exist, but this market is on very early stage, and there is no leader yet. Less than 1 company in 10 is doing anything to protect websites against fraud. Our vision is to focus on building scale and collecting data. We want to create first decentralized trusted data registry to create most effective solution in fraud detection, and this is how we want to become a leader. My name is Jakub, and together with Martin, we are co-founders of Travatar. Martin is responsible for technology and cybersecurity. I am responsible for business and marketing. We are also cooperating with Paweł, who is our AI engineer. Our MVP is ready right now. We are testing our solution with pilot customers. We are analyzing over 1 million devices per month, and this number will increase to even 10 million in next 3 months. So it doesn't matter if you want to protect your marketing budget, data, payment, or if you want to improve KYC procedure. When you don't know if you are dealing with human or non-human, ask your avatar and don't take the risk in this dangerous cyber reality. Check out our website and feel free to reach out.
Well done, Jakub. We have questions. This is an amazing audience. I have to say, I do this as a living, although you might not think about it, but I present events every day, every week, and I do a lot of pitching competitions, pitching rounds. I was an investor, no, not yet, an entrepreneur in the past. I'm not here to talk about me, unfortunately, but I do this every week, and I've never seen such an active audience asking so many questions. There are real questions with names and everything, honestly. I mean, I agree, I have some prepared already, but I haven't had the chance to because you are fantastic, both here and at home, so thank you so much. Having said this, are you ready? Okay, yeah. My God. Oh, it's a good one. This is a good one here. Describe Travatar in one word. I love it.
Effective.
Effective.
Yes.
Excellent. Can you explain more about the business model?
Yes, of course. So our solution, it depends from the traffic on the website. We're going to offer our solution in a freemium model for websites up to 10,000 users per month. And this is really important in our strategy because we want to focus on collecting data and building scale. So it will depend from the traffic on the website. For the website with the traffic around 1 million users per month, it will cost only around from $7 to $1,000. And also we're gonna offer solution for a financial institution. Yes, we are building trusted data. So our vision is to collect data from e-commerce websites. That's why we are also cooperating with marketing agencies, because if we want to protect financial institutions, so payments, we have to start exchanging information between those two markets, financial institutions and e-commerce and all websites, because this is the only solution how we can be effective in the future. Right now there's like 30% of users are bots. So imagine that in the next 3-4 years, even 50% of users might be fake, yes, might be non-humans. So we need to cooperate with that. And financial institutions, every time when somebody will try to do payment or for example, open account, will be able to ask Travatar if we saw this user before in past. For example, we saw this user on some e-commerce website, and we can say yes, everything is okay. But if we will see that there is some kind of threat, we will send alert. And for every request, we will charge like 0.01 euro for every request to our base.
We're running out of time. More questions? I have more here, but in case the audience here in the auditorium, what data do you collect?
Just information about the device. If we are dealing with human, non-human, we are not collecting personal data at all. So this is the only important information for us, human or non-human.
Okay, talking about that, come here. I'm sure you're all asking the same question. Come here. I'm going to try this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's human, flesh and bone. Thank you so much to Jakub Kischel from Travatar. Thank you. How is your investment going? Have you written down on your due diligence box a few notes? Are you taking notes? Because we've only seen 5. We have another 5 coming. You know, you have 100K, 50K, and 25K of F10 coins, which are, you know, they're rising. They're in the market. They're competing with the Bitcoin, the F10 coin. So write them down, and you'll have time at the end of the 10 pitches. Now I'm going to take a small break for you, also for your brain to, you know, process what you've seen. And I'm going to ask you a question. You guys at home or at the office, think about it because you can't answer. But you guys can answer. And this is not a rhetorical question. So, what do the following pairs have in common? Atención, eh? Aristotle and Alexander the Great. The fairy godmother and Cinderella. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker. And if you prefer Game of Thrones, Tyrion and Daenerys. What do these 4 couples, pairs, have in common? Come on. I don't have all day. Come on. This is a real question. Come on, audience. You come here, you know. ¿Quién se atreve? There you go. They are mentors and apprentice. It was a good one, yeah? Did you read my script? You read the program. The mentor is one of the most used of the 12 classic archetypes from mythology, and for a good reason. The first known use of the word mentor can be found in the Odyssey, you know, the classical Greek poem written by Homer in the 8th century before Christ. The mentor was a character that helped Ulysses when he was away on his campaign for Troy. Amongst other duties, he mentor also and tutor his son, the hero's son, Telemaco. A mentor is an advice, someone capable of giving sound and wise advice to empower the hero to find his inner strength and thus fight against his enemies better. The hero can then become greater than the master and the mentor himself. Think, for example, Skywalker and Obi-Wan. There you go. We always talk about Star Wars in events. You know, if you don't talk about Star Wars, it's not a proper event. But let's leave ancient Greece and come back to the present day. We use the term mentoring a lot in businesses, or in business. Again, it's about empowering the people through learning. The mentor is a figure that gives the next generation his or her wisdom and a personal experience from years of practice. It's an incredible, valuable asset. As Yoda would say, always pass on what you have learned. At FT, we are very lucky to have an incredible group of mentors with us, and you can see them here. So we wanted, in a way, to thank them for their invaluable work. So please, I would ask for a round of applause for all our mentors. Thank you. Here they are. So we are going to make the small break for the panel. A small break, which I mean, with COVID, we're going to have a coffee break now, which is a COVID coffee break. So please all stand up at home as well. Stand up, everybody, come on, stand up, stand up. Stand up, you can, you know, do a few squats if you want, or turn around, yes, stretch your, okay, you can sit down, that was your COVID coffee break. There you go, sit down. Now your blood is circulating again, because we're going to jump onto our next lot. It's a cheap one, huh? Yeah, nice. We don't spend here. So let's travel back in time. Now that you are refreshed with this coffee break, we are going to travel back in time, not so far as the ancient Greece, but to 2016, to the, excuse me, it's coffee break, but we don't talk, you know, it's, that's it. That's it. You can have water también. Tenemos barra libre de agua. So we are the Rio Olympic Games. Do you remember 2016? I wasn't born? Yeah. It was the final of the men's 100-meter relay. Some of you might remember. 7 of the finalists had at least one team member capable of running the 100 meters in under 10 seconds. In 2 of the teams, the Jamaicans and the USA, all of the team members could run the 100 meters in under 10 seconds. The Jamaicans had Usain Bolt, you know, they had an advantage. And there was one team where there was no single runner that could run those 100 meters under 10 seconds. You know who that team was? Japan. Japan, they were all, on paper, they were the slowest team. But against all odds, they end up in second position, winning the silver medal right after Jamaica. There's no way you can beat Usain Bolt. So, how did they do it? What happened? They even defeated the Americans, the USA. Well, they did it by reinventing the way of passing the baton from runner to runner. They decided to use an innovative strategy that paid to be extremely efficient, and with that, they made history. You may be wondering, okay, that's fun, but what does all this has to do with the next panel? Well, our next panel are here precisely to talk about innovation strategies in their companies. It is a pleasure to introduce the General Director at BME Intec and the Head of Digital at Renta 4 Banco. Let's welcome Berta Ares and Miguel Jaureguizar. Welcome. And of course, we have a super moderator to take care of this panel. You've already met her. She is Andrea Sanchez. Andrea, welcome.
All right. This is weird. Never worn something like this. Well, hello everybody again. Hope you are still tuned. We still have some time here. I want to welcome you both, Berta, Miguel. Thank you so much for being part of F10 family. We have seen the startups, we've been talking about them because they are, of course, the main protagonists today, right? But we wanted to also leverage this time to hear about you, to hear about how you guys are managing the innovation capabilities within your organizations, because this is something important, right? We know startups are coming here, they are going to stay, of course, in this world. But we need to see what the big corporations that have been there for much longer, what they're doing to collaborate with them and what they're doing actually to avoid, not the threat, but to see how they can handle to live in the same world, right? So first of all, I maybe want to have a brief introduction of you both. I want you guys to explain who you are within your own companies, and then we can go and start with some questions. So, Berta, if you want to start, kick it off.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you very much for the invitation. I just remember it was last year, last summer, when we have our first meeting with Andy. Yes, and he told us about, what about doing something in Spain? And look where we are, so I'm really happy to be here. It is very exciting for us. It is very important for us. And well, I am Berta, I work at BME. I have many different roles at BME, but now I am in charge of the most commercial area, which is not the infrastructure itself, the market and all the infrastructure, financial infrastructure. So we have, I'm focused more on the service and always very related with technology and innovation.
So I'm Miguel Joreguizar. I'm head of digital because when I got to the bank, they allowed me to choose my own title. So I thought, okay, so that's nice. I guess you can see we are corporates because they actually give us chairs to sit. So it's amazing. Thank you for that. It's a big detail. I handle all digital business, which is to say almost all of the business in a bank like Rent4, which is a brokerage firm and asset management, private banking, that decided to get a banking license. Actually, it makes life easier and it allows us to provide much more. So yeah, that's what we do.
Big applause, right? To both of them. Cool.
We don't always have chairs, so this is a good one.
I mean.
All right, so then I will start with the first question, which is very straightforward. You both are in the corporate world, and I want to understand, why do corporations need to innovate? Where is the need? Why is it important?
Well, we saw it here just some minutes ago. I mean, market is changing. Everything is changing. I mean, from the very beginning, it was changing. I mean, the clients, us as users, we're changing all the time, our demands, our competitors. So I think this was happening before, but now the speed is huge. So that's why we have to, it's not just about evolving our services. We have to do something more, and we need to build parallel paths just to think on a more medium, long term, and that's why I think it's a matter of survival.
Yeah, I always like the positive emotions that arise in this kind of events regarding innovation. But as a matter of fact, in my case, it's all out of negative emotions. I'm actually scared that the market is going to crush us. There's this phrase that Hemingway's character says in a novel, says, "How did you go bankrupt?" He says, "First slowly, and then suddenly." So yeah, that's actually, it's a need. So it's not something that is, wow, this is great, like we are innovating, so we are going to reach new markets and it's going to be, there is a very actual real threat because times are changing. And the situation right now is quite unheard of. So I mean, we are a bank after all, even though we deal specifically with investment and private banking and well, all kind of financial services in capital markets. Really, banks can't deal a lot of time with negative rates. So money not generating money is really awkward. It's put us in an awkward position. I'm saying the shift when investment was money over money. But now it's not that way. Now it's more like value over money. So things are changing. Financing is shifting so quickly from the traditional credit and banking system to investment that comes from individuals and from specific corporations. There is so much concentration. There are like, 20,000 banks in the world. We are all providing essentially the same services with our different flavors. It has to be some concentration there. Capital markets is absolutely amazing. We have, again, technology clashing, mostly represented by blockchain developments and the like. So there are so many things that are happening that you really need to cover your bases. So in some times, maybe it's like, okay, so innovation is good. Now, not innovating is a certain path to self-destruction. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it.
Good.
In a nutshell.
We hope with F10 we improve and we go there and bring you good startups to keep innovating and not being destroyed in the future.
You're actually doing it, yeah.
It's up to, yeah. So you mentioned that, this is a very long path, but eventually can happen. So within your both organizations, what are the types of things you are doing in innovation? What types of initiatives are you looking at to actually avoid this from happening? What is it where you are investing that makes your organization be more efficient, or where are you looking at?
Well, if you ask about how to make this innovation efficient, I think it's just knowing the client very well. The client demands is one of the key elements. And knowing the market, I think that's why we're here, and that's why we are very happy just to be with F10, because I think it's important just to leverage on what others are doing, and just build something together. And about what we are doing on our side, we're working very intensively on digital assets, and we have launched a marketplace for SMEs financing, and based on blockchain. We are in the sandbox. We are working very close to the regulator just to open the regulation for some new things, which is also a very key element on this innovation path. And we're also working on artificial intelligence, on data analytics. We have different verticals that are very close to our core. This is where we put all our effort on technology, on the closeness to our clients, our providers, and the market in general.
In my case, I don't have the slightest idea of what I'm doing, so I'm playing it by ear, or at least on how we are doing it. So that's why we decided to join with more intelligent people than us in this space, which is you guys. So. And the people in the
you are
room.
lying, Miguel, I know it.
No, you know that I'm very I'm with the secondary. But what specific activities that we're doing, it's complicated, but I always try to frame it into the BTR, meaning business, technology, and regulation. So solving this puzzle is what brings us closer to innovation and to handle disruption in general terms. So every time that I meet with a startup or corporate or whatever, or we are moving into the ecosystem or trying to advance, I always ask what of these three aspects is solving or challenging for us. And this has worked quite well, because we face a lot of regulatory challenges, for example. So in the last years, I have faced two of them, which were MiFID II, it's the financial directive regarding assessment and the like. And this was a cycle of BTR, which was actually regulation, business, and then technology, meaning that they pushed a regulation onto us. So that generated a different kind of business, made some change in the business, how we could address the customers. And then we, of course, had to develop some technology to address that kind of need. Then we faced, for example, PSD2, which is a regulation, the open payments, payment directive. And this was a regulation that pushed a specific technology, mainly APIs, thank you, Scores, for that. And then that generated a new business line, which was our open banking business line. So that brought us to really what I think a bank should be in the present and in the future, which is banking as a service. You don't own the client. So sorry for that, but the client has decided that he or she is not going to be owned by a bank or by a financial service provider. And I think it makes sense. You are not owned by the store that sold you your car, or even that provided you with a home, or the school of your kids, you know? So you are not owned by the bank. There was a time when this made sense, but not anymore. Another example of BTR that we are dealing right now, it's blockchain and DLT in general. So this is a technology that generated a new business, mainly crypto assets, and it's going to bring us to a regulation, to markets in crypto assets and the like. So the order in which things happen is very important, and you have to be very conscious of what point you are at any given time. And I always ask the startups coming again to full circle. So I always say, okay, so in which of these steps are you helping me, challenging me, or giving me to co-creation? And that helps a lot, because sometimes you can feel that there is some smarts of competition or something like that. But maybe you are competition in the step of business, but you can co-create in the space of technology. Okay, so everything is going to be much more fragmented, decentralized. It all makes sense in this new world where decentralization is such a huge thing. So for us, it's a way of doing it.
Also to move faster, right? Because these new technologies come and you never know, but maybe in 2 years, something you're building internally, there's another solution out there and you kind of wasted money and time, right? Cool. So you started talking about different types of technologies. I actually would like to hear a little bit more about a special initiative that both of your organizations are dealing with right now. I know, Berta, in the Innovation Lab, you have some initiatives there, so if you can share some of them, that'd be amazing. And then Miguel, same thing.
Yeah, well, just to speak about some of them, we're working on digital assets, and we have launched this marketplace for SME funding. We tokenize the participation on these SMEs, and we make a very open platform just to trade. So I think this is a very innovative idea, and we're working very close to the regulator just to go to a further step there. But we're also working on artificial intelligence. We have launched this year a robo-advisor based on artificial intelligence. We help our financial advisors just to deal with the amount of data that they have, because it's humanly impossible just to process all this data, and just we build like a very easy game just for the clients, just to understand what they want, just to be close to their recommendations. And we're also working very much on data, and here we have sustainability is one of the biggest trends, and we're working there just to how to handle and have the right data for the right recommendations. And also we also launched this year a big data platform for RegTech solutions, which these are our 3 main achievements this year.
Well, congratulations, right? There's so many things they've been doing.
They're great, all of them, yeah.
Cool. What about you, Miguel, in 34?
There's a lot of innovation happening under the hood in the not sexy departments, so in clearing, in accounting, in whatever, and I think that's the most powerful of all. So that's nice, but it's not sexy. On the side of our offering on sales and the like, we discovered when we looked at the data that the clients didn't really care that much about our products. How could we know that they found them not engaging? Or who could have thought that people actually cared more about their own financial needs than about what we could offer them? So we have shifted that like 90 degrees. So we try not to sell about the products on our catalog. And it's more like people saying, okay, so what makes you interested or engaged in investment? And it turned out that some of these reasons were precisely what Berta has said: ESG, investing in several topics. I mean, many of our clients, I don't know, come from liberal professions, so maybe they are doctors involved in medicine, so they actually liked a lot our healthcare, e-healthcare portfolio. So these kind of things they are building, so we are giving them the tools to build whatever they are trying to do in the investment platform. So things like portfolios made of different stocks and different investment funds and different derivatives and different whatever that we used to sell as verticals. So now they are building their portfolios around themes. So responsible investment, autonomous driving, different investment factors. So this is great, and you can see investors actually checking and marking their portfolios to see if they are green, they are deep green or light green, or they are brown or whatever. So this is very, very interesting because we are learning a lot from them. Last but not least is the digital asset initiative. Absolutely convinced that in general, blockchain and DLT technology has come to rise a new token economy, which is going to be have a huge effect. And it's very easy for us because we've built a wallet so that we can connect it, of course, to crypto assets, but we are connecting it to the BME marketplace. We are connecting it to the investment funds initiatives. I mean, we are a bank and an investment bank on top of that. Our mission is no more, if you think about it, than to reduce the friction between the investment that people want to put their money in and the return that they get from it. So we just have to be very transparent, very easy to use, and be there if you need us, but not be interfering and the like. So it's quite easy. Well, I'll say it's quite easy. We are building this wallet. We have built this wallet, as a matter of fact, where you can store, custody, and trade all your tokens in whatever form they may come into the future. And I think there are going to be amazing discoveries around this space, because we are talking NFTs, which are huge. We are talking about, I don't know, financial products that we have not heard ever around. Or maybe I should, because you mentioned Mesopotamian banks, and they used to trade things like oil for rice. And when there was a lot of oil, they gave you less rice, and vice versa. Well, that's the staking. So you are doing this today with Ether and DAI, and it's like, wow, we invented something amazing. Okay, it has come from just 40 centuries ago. But that is the mission of a bank. So yeah, we try to keep it simple, but I think it's interesting. We are a big vault of different financial assets and cash flows.
Nice. Well, for those corporates that are around, you know, here you have two innovative companies. You can definitely ask them for information on how, of course, they deal with this internally, right?
Bring your tokens to me, please.
All right, so I have just one last question that I wanted to make to you, which is more related to the startup scene, right? The ecosystem and being involved with it. Why is it important for you to be connected to this ecosystem, to the startup world?
Well, I think we have a lot of things to learn from the fintech space. I think how they fit with the client demand, the speed, I think is very important for us. And actually, we spend a lot of time, my team spent a lot of time just working on the different startups that you have at F10, and we're speaking with one of them, the one that is presented today, just to do some collaboration. I think we have to complete our services just to add value to our client. I think this is the last goal. So it has no sense just to build everything from scratch. We have to leverage on the advances that others are doing in the market. That's the reason. And we have to look through the window, not just to ourselves. So that's why it's so important. I truly think that we can do something much better, big, and amazing.
Cool.
In my opinion, talent is decentralized. I mean, again, decentralization. Everything is going towards that way. And the pandemic has only accelerated that with all online meeting and reads and like. We are all going online, and we are all even going on-chain, which is a second layer after being online. So talent is decentralized, and business as technology is also growing decentralized. I don't see, I don't feel tied, I don't feel any shackles in how I do my business in my bank. So if one of the startups or one of the companies or another corporate or even one of my competitors there, if we can build something that's going to bring us a cash flow together, I'm going to do it. I think it was Ralph Hammers that said, your new channel is another company. So I feel great with that. I feel great having my talent decentralized, and I feel great having my supply chains decentralized. So if I can sell in another bank or another bank can sell through me, or we can do something with the startups, it's much easier. You said it's because also of the timing, of market timing. So I'm going to build it with them because there's absolutely no problem, no restriction. There's no problem in saying, okay, but you are entering into my line of business. You are more than welcome to enter my line of business and to come together and to build things because we are going to sell more. That's the bottom line is that I only care about the financial result of the company and of course of the well-being of everybody and blah, blah, but really I care about the bottom line. And I'm going to sell more when these startups and the ecosystem can help us do it. So yeah, it's a very selfish reason, but I think it's the best of all.
Well, it's fair, right?
I'm a bank, I mean.
Yeah. All right. So, well, we've seen we get a couple thoughts here, right? Innovating is very, very difficult, but takes time. But if you have the right mindset within your teams, you can achieve that. And we've seen this with the two examples from Renta 4 and BME. So I wanted to thank you for sharing your thoughts, your insights with us. I think it's going to be very valuable for some of the corporations that are around. And we want you to keep doing this good work. Always, we want to support you. So again, we're here for everything you need. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Andrea.
Very welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Berta, Miguel, and Andrea. Well, Andrea was saying we've learned a few things. First of all, that if you want to get a chair, you need to be a corporate, as they were saying. Chair equals corporate. And also that not only the entrepreneurs choose their fancy titles, but also in corporates they choose their titles. Miguel came in and said, I want to be head of digital. There you go. The boss. We also learned, as Miguel and Berta were saying, that all this achievement, Berta was saying, and Andrea was congratulating him for all you've done, which is a lot of work, in a way is what Miguel was saying. Times are changing from that famous song. And he said, not innovating is a path to self-destruction. Let's be selfish. Let's make some money. Let's sell. In a way, that's the only solution. That's the only solution. So there you go. Thank you so much for this insight. There's a lot of work to be done and a lot of work done. So congratulations. And we're going to continue now with the second batch of the pitching round. Does anybody need a coffee break? Do you want a coffee break? Another one? We can organize it in un momentito, eh? In a minute, I organize a coffee break. You're all nice and refreshed, so we're going to continue with this. For those of you who have joined us through streaming, hello, welcome. We're going to continue. Let me run you through the dynamic of the session. Is just join us through streaming. These guys are not moving; they're not going anywhere. We locked the door, but you guys, in case you left for a coffee, well, let me remind you: we have 5 more startups. They will pitch in a random order. They have 3-minute pitch and 2-minute Q&A. Well, they have these 5 minutes, but I've been very merciful with them, as you've noticed. But they're here, to show off what they have done. So I'm not nobody to interrupt them, but please don't take advantage, okay? You guys, you can send questions, remember, through the Slido. Take a picture. The guys here, you have it in the lanyard as well, the QR at home or in the office, through this QR or through the email we send you the link. You can ask questions. There's a lot of questions coming in. Fantastic audience. You are the best. I mean, get their numbers. I want them all the time. And you, if you're not an investor, you can try today, you can be an investor for a day. Yes, because we're giving away FT coins, F10 coins. F10 coins for the value of 100K, 50K, and 25K. You can only invest 3 times. You cannot split these tickets. 100, 50, 25, 3 times in 3 startups. Wait until the end because we have 5 more coming and they're very powerful. So there's a due diligence box. You can write your notes there and wait till the end to vote for your favorite. And that company, that startup will come on stage to receive all the applause and congratulations to be the one has been more invested. Okay, so questions, investment, what else? I think this is it. This is it. Any questions from the audience? You know the drill, you know how it goes. So let's go with next startup, startup number 6. The late Clayton Christensen, famous for the innovator's dilemma, was hired by McDonald's. The aim was to sell more milkshakes, since they are a high margin. McDonald's thought they thought they understood their customers and had tried all kinds of different things, like changing flavors, sizes, prices, movie tie-ins. Nothing worked. Christensen simply observed the client, the when, the why, and the how people were buying those milkshakes. By doing so, he uncovered a powerful insight. Customers bought milkshakes as a high-energy boost they could easily take on their way to the office, to work, in their car. It was totally unexpected. Nobody have thought of that. If you don't understand your customer, you could be making all kinds of wrong assumptions, which is why our next startup is here to tell us the when, the why, and the how of your customers. So to give us all the details, we have with us the VP of Sales, Lorena Guerrero. Welcome, Lorena. Woo! Woo! Come on, Lorena. Vamos.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Lorena Guerrero, and I have been working for more than 15 years helping companies improve their customer experience. But as a customer myself, I realized there is much to be done. I had bad experiences when I deal with companies. My bank keeps telling me I should open an account for my kids. I don't have any kids. Why is this happening? Because in the digital world, companies don't know their customers anymore. They have our data, they don't know how to use it. This is at least what 95% of the companies admit. We think it's time that the business units of the companies have the right tools to leverage the customer data so they can know their whens, whys, and hows. It's time to build digital empathy. At When, Why, How, we have developed that solution, the behavioral customer data platform for the business units. Let me explain you 3 things that my bank could do differently with When, Why, How. First, instead of relying on IT, it would be the business units, the owners of the data, because using When, Why, How doesn't require any technical expertise. Second, instead of having different customer profiles on different platforms, there will be only one single place with all the relevant customer information. And third, instead of having basic segmentations like age or gender, they could use advanced analytics to really get to know their customers. For example, they could know if any of my actions, if purchase or an investment, is the result of an external event like a market crash or the reputation in media. And this advanced analytics is what makes When, Why, How different from any other customer data platform or CDP in the market. Talking about the market, I want you to have a look to these numbers, especially its growth, more than 24% every year. Gartner says that in the next few years, most of the CDP vendors will be acquired by larger companies. We think this is a great opportunity, especially here in Spain, because we know that companies are looking for solutions like ours, and we're the first customer data platform in the country, and that's why we're looking for 300K to grow our team, to go and work in our product, and become the customer data platform of reference in Spain, and why not in Europe. We think we're in the good track because Gartner named us last year Cool Vendor, and this is the team that will make that possible. Raquel Roda, our technical lead, who turns data into intelligence. Juan Mateo, our CEO, second-time founder, who is the innovator, who is the visionary, and myself, the customer experience advocate. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well done, Lorena. Juan Mateo. Juan, where are you, Juan? Juan, raise it. He's there. He's here, so you know, he's here. Yes, so people can see you and speak to you as well. Okay, Lorena, we have some questions for you. Who is your target customer? Which companies?
Well, we are focused right now in fintech, and we are going to move probably later to other spaces like insurtech or travel, because what we are looking for is kind of companies that have a lot of interaction with the customers, a lot of data, and also because we can process behaviors of the customers with external events. We're looking for verticals where the customers are influenced very highly by the world. For example, an airline could be one of the target companies, because you cancel your flights when you see a storm is coming, or because you read the news and you see that there's going to be a pilot strike. And we're starting with fintech because we think they have all that data that people do a lot of things to with regarding external events, but yeah, we're not close to that.
Okay. They're asking you about the competition. You are obsessed with the competition.
Yeah.
This audience, they're all asking about the competition. There is competition. Yeah, and there is not, there will be, if we're good enough. They're asking you, what about the competition?
The competition. Yeah, they're big players now. This is still something new. In fact, when Gartner named us cool vendor, there wasn't this CDP classification, and they call us CRM. Okay, well, we're nearby, and we know that there are more and more vendors in this CDP area. The biggest are Segment, for example, Tealium, Exponea, and what we are seeing is what Gartner said too, that they're being acquired by larger companies. For example, Segment was acquired by Twilio a few months ago, and some of other CDP vendors are acquired by CRM companies. So yeah, it's a little bit mingled, this market.
My God, lots of questions. I don't know if there are any from the audience. We ran out of time. There's a couple of very quick ones. There's an investor here somewhere or there. He wants to know, there are different questions, but I'm going to put them together. When did you launch, and which could be your exit? Venga, rapidito,
The exit, well, it's a little bit too early for an exit. We are just incubated, but of course.
They want to know. They want to know.
In a few years, we think that one of these companies, like a CRM vendor, a contact center as a service vendor, or a bank as a service vendor, could be our buyer. Yeah.
Okay.
And if not, in some years, it could be also an IPO. Well,
there's exits. There's plenty of
a
options.
lot of exits.
Don't suffer for that. Just put the money first. Quickly. How are you affected by GDPR, and what do you do to assure data privacy? Very quickly, Lorena.
Yeah, I'm very happy because we respect GDPR. We don't store any sensitive data, so we use just identifiers. We don't store the customer's emails or numbers. Nothing.
Nothing.
So
No worries. No worries. Hakuna
Compliant.
Matata. Okay. Off you go, Lorena Guerrero. Thank you so much. Well done.
Thank you.
From trading. All right. Startup number 7. Let's go back in time again. We're traveling for free without moving. This is fantastic. In 1995, Nick Leeson, a derivative trader at Barings Bank in Singapore, you probably know him, placed a speculative trade. He basically bet that the Japanese stock market would not move significantly overnight. It's called a short straddle. It was a big trade, big trade. And unfortunately for Nick, the Kobe earthquake struck the next morning. So to cover his loss, on an emotional and desperate Leeson placed a series of even bigger, even riskier trades, until finally, with losses approaching 1 billion euro, the bank collapsed, and Leeson fled into hiding. Emotions can be a dangerous element when trading, and can be the end of many investors, especially retail investors, which is why our next startup can help. They can remove the emotion because investors can set up an automated trading instructions in the calm of a rational thought, then sit back and let it happen whilst playing a round of golf. Their name is Trade Easy, and to tell about it, it says it all. To tell us about it, we have with us the CEO and co-founder, Christian Gomez. Woo! Come on.
Hi everybody, I'm Christian, and I'm here to introduce you to TradeDC, a platform to help the non-professional traders to improve their results. Did you know that 80% of non-professional traders fail? This is due to lack of knowledge, experience, and above all, lack of time to trade properly. So, how can we solve this problem? We can solve it with automation. At TradeDC, we have developed a tool specially designed for non-professional traders with a simple methodology based on 3 steps. Step 1, the user can create their own trading strategy with our very easy-to-use software without having to know how to program. Step 2, the user can then simulate their strategies with years of historical data and getting the result just in a few seconds. And finally, step 3, the user can connect his strategy to the broker and start operating automatically. Thanks to TradeDC, traders quickly learn what works and what does not. Moreover, by trading automatically, the users save time, as the robots trade for them, generating a much more systematic and efficient way of trading. Our market is huge. According to MarketWatch, online trading platform market size is around $15 billion, and it's expected to reach to $20 billion in the following 5 years. On the other hand, the software we use, no code, has been described by Forbes as the most disruptive trend of this 2021. So we have a disruptive solution inside a growing market, putting us ahead of our competitors. And yes, we already have started moving on this market. We are very proud of the traction we have achieved. On this 2021, we have reached more than 1,000 users. Our business model is a freemium SaaS, and more than 10% of our users are paying us for monthly or annual plans. And all this has been possible thanks to a fantastic team. On technology side, Josep Maria Fortun has worked for more than 12 years on IT, managing more than 30 programmers. On marketing side, Daniel Martinez, a born entrepreneur with more than 12 years of experience, a solo founder, has reached goals like getting 40K users just a week after launch a product. And on my side, I'm Christian Gomez, CEO of TradeDC, master on financial market, and more than 200 trading robots put into operation. And this team will take TradeDC to the next level. Because fintech is changing the world, or fintech is going to change the retail traders. Because when traders come to TradeDC and automate their trading, they improve their result. Wherever you are a corporate who wants to add innovation onto your company, or maybe an investor interested on our project, join us. Thank you very much.
Join us. Excellent. Come. No, just not too close, not too far.
Okay.
No. Que si no nos caemos, Okay, Christian, we have any questions here in the audience? Because we have a lot from the audience, maybe here, you're a bit shy, and from our audience at home or at the office, excellent. My God, vamos a ver. They're coming in. It's good if you write TradeDC, they're writing TE, so we know it's for you and not for the previous startup. Tell me, what is Suzanne, and she's written her name, Suzanne. Most of them are anonymous, but you can write your name. Suzanne, what is the difference to an established robo-advisor?
Yeah, thanks, Suzanne, for the question, because this is very common when we talk about robo-advisors, is when they make like a distribution of investment about, I want to make an investment moderate in Europe, and the robo-advisor makes automatically a distribution of investment. On TradeDC, we are making the solution for the trader. The trader decide when to buy, where to buy, and deciding maybe most of the time with technical indicators. So we are, our customer is the trader that directly directs and decide how and the asset to invest.
Excellent. Sylvia is asking you, what is the conversion rate from free to paid?
Yeah, as I said, 10% of our users are paying on. So we are a freemium SaaS. It means that people can register for free on TradeEasy and try the free plan, which is limited by most of functions. So when a user wants to become, to have all the functionality on platform, they have to pay us a premium plan. That's the more than 10% of our users are making this premium plan, and they are paying us for monthly or annual plans.
Good. We have many more, but just a final one. Christian, how is your users acquisition strategy?
Yeah, we are getting users on ads with Google and Facebook, but also we are making collaboration with financial portals and trading portals to get audience. And on the other hand, once we have these leads on our platform, we make a lot of webinars, and it improves a lot our conversion rate, because we explain really well how it works, and they trust in us. And yeah, we are working a lot with our community with a double target. In one hand, we have the loyalty, and also on the other hand, the product market fit, because the customers has the answer about all the changes we have to do.
Excellent. Excellent. We ran out of time, so show your T-shirt to the camera.
Yeah.
For TradeEasy,
TradeEasy.
of course, TradeEasy. Yeah. Thank you for your questions. Thank you, Christian. Christian
Thank you.
from TradeEasy. Christian Gomez. Okay, I'm going to ask you another question. This is not rhetorical, so please, I need an answer. I need an answer. You can think it at home. I'm sure you know. Especially if you are millennial senior like me, or previously. Laughs from the audience. I guess they agree about the millennial thing. Not so much the senior, I know. If I say, show me the money, show me the money, show me the money, I'm talking about which film? Come on, come on, come on. Oh, so many young people here. Jerry Maguire, that's right. That was in 1996. Jerry Maguire, you remember where Tom Cruise played a slick sport agent that started his own business, his management film, with just one sole client. The football player Rod Tidwell was played by Cuba Goodwin Jr., who has that fantastic thing about show me the money on the phone. You have to see that. Well, our next startup is also related to sports, although their business has more to do with another of Tom Cruise's famous films from 1993, a previous one called The Firm. The company, actually, the startup shares the same name as the film, and what they do will bring you back memories of the law firm in which Cruise's character works for. You may remember. So to give us all the details, we have with us the founder and CEO, Sergi Grimau. Sergi, welcome. Woo! Come on, Sergi.
Hello. Oh, the first thing, I don't want to disappoint you, but I'm not Tom Cruise. So I'm not that rich. I'm taller. That's why this light is killing my eyes. So I think I'm going to, it's okay if I do it from here? Okay. So, no? Okay. Yeah, it's okay. I will manage it.
For the streaming,
okay.
yeah?
Yeah, okay, no worries. Hello, guys. Sorry. Okay. Oh, the time is running. So, my name is Sergi Grimau. I used to be a basketball player. I'm the oldest and the worst of the three brothers, one of the most iconic families in the Spanish basketball. And in addition to having problems to find size of my clothing and ducking my head to go through the doors, we have a common problem with the rest of the professional athletes around the world. Taxes. If we compare ourselves, professional athletes, we earn much money than the average. But our career is also shorter than the average. So it gives sense, in fact, that we earn more money than the rest, right? In some countries, maybe you don't know it, but some professional athletes pay higher taxes just because of their category, not because of the money that they earn. Doesn't matter if they earn more or less money. They're going to pay more taxes just because they're profession. And this is not fair, right? This is why sport athletes and also now YouTubers and streamers need to move and forced to move to tax havens, right? Such Andorra, Gibraltar, or Cayman Islands, right? And and to pay less taxes. But despite this, they also pointed as criminals to leave their countries just because they pay unfairly more taxes than the rest, right? Do you know, this is a huge market, do you know how many professional athletes there is in the world? Millions. This is a huge market. Let me give you just an example. What you see on the screen. Just in salaries, only football players, without taking in consideration other professional players, professional athletes, in Spain, earning more than 2,400 million euros. It means that in Spain, the tax that you pay for salaries over 600,000 euros per year is 49%, right? So it's a good deal for government, right, for states. They are earning over 1,000,000 euros for doing nothing, right? This is okay. How much money do you think an athlete is willing to pay to save 5, 10, or 25% of the taxes that they usually pay? I'm going to give you the answer. Any number below that the money that they pay for the taxes regularly, okay? They are waiting for us. Customers are waiting for us. And their money is waiting for us in their pockets, right? We just need to go for it. I'm going to tell you our solution. Our solution is the firm. The firm is a decentralized finance platform. Through we connect confidentially athletes who need to evade their taxes with intermediaries, lawyers, banks, and politicians from having tax, right? We use the latest, I will show you the keys, the latest encryption systems. Transactions are made, all of them, with cryptocurrencies. So all the operations are confidential. The most important thing, they're untraceable by government, right? The platform is ready. We have an MVP. We did it with our resources. To continue with the project, we are opening the door to investors. We are raising a round of $2 million, 1.8 million euros for the 15% of our company. We need the money to find the product for marketing and especially for briberies for politicians. Yeah, I know, this is the market, okay? Our compensation model is mixed. We receive a 0.% from the outlets of the taxes that they saved and 0.5% of banks and lawyers. We don't charge any fee to the to the corrupt politicians because we want to keep them motivated, and especially what we want is have the option to blackmail them if the things go wrong, right?
Sergi, I'm sorry, but this to me, it sounds illegal. Is this legal?
I mean, yeah, because we are a platform. We just connect them.
Yeah,
so
but, I mean,
we just imagine, we just put the bet. What they do in the bet is not our matter,
yeah,
right?
But come on, I mean, I can see Berta looking at her phone with astonishment, going to find you guys. I mean, Berta, what do you think? Would you invest?
My question is this legal?
Is this legal?
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely. I mean, it's a platform. I mean,
would you, Silvia, guys, would you invest? Is it sounds good? I can see Christian writing, taking notes.
If you can see, I'm the only pitch where the investors come through me, so it's not that bad, right?
Well, I have to say that Andy here is laughing out loud, and I think most of you are as well, because you probably realize that Sergi is not really the CEO of the firm, and that the firm doesn't really exist, and it's only in Tom Cruise's film. Tell us who are you and why you're here, Sergi.
Yeah. Sorry for my papers, but I think this is not allowed in the digital world. So sorry for this. Okay, just forget it. But it was just last week ago, and we need to create something. My name is Sergi Grimau. I was a basketball player. This is the only part which is true. Okay, on my pitch. Professionally, I have an agency, marketing agency. We make all the part of thinking, creating, and producing. But on the other hand, I work with teams. I work with people. So what we try to talk with Elena and with the team, so thank you, F10, just to trust me and to give me this chance and to help you, just to show that it doesn't matter what. The what is important. The how is relevant, but the who is the key. So for all of those that making the pitches, so I just say, have to say, you're doing a great job, you do it amazing. Just put all your energy. This is my philosophy of life, dejando huella, leave your mark. It means how we create trust in others. So that's why I tried to come here today, just to break the ice, just to break the tension today for a long morning, just listening a lot of things. Your brain probably is going to blow out with that coffee breaks that Elena is preparing today. So that was my mission today. I hope just give you a little bit of air. Congratulate all the people there. I'll be there on the networking too to explain because I'm an entrepreneur. I also have an idea, so I can explain you later, but not now, okay? So anytime one of your companies needs somebody to help your teams or in your marketing, just to how to push, call me. And please, please, please give your mark in whatever you do in life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sergi. Thank you so much to Sergi Grimao. We wanted to give you a break because the coffee break here is so short. We decided to give you a fake pitch to liberate you from your responsibilities. Although I saw a lot of investors writing down. I'm a bit worried. Either they have too much money or they don't know what the hell they're doing. But I saw, except for Berta, she looked a bit worried. Berta was looking to her. She was looking at Daniel and yeah. You were on perfect, but Andy was laughing out loud, and then suddenly everybody knew. But excellent, thank you so much, Sergi. That was a bit of breaking ice. We're gonna continue with our next startup. This is for real, okay? You can invest on the coming ones, the pending ones, not on the firm. You're not allowed to invest those F10 coins in the firm, okay? All right. So if you're a real investor and a retail investor, I have some bad news for you. Retail investors in the room, there's a whole world of investment options out there that are unavailable to you. Why is that? Because it's a rich man's club and you haven't been invited. The wealthy can put their money into early stage investment with superior returns, and that you'll be familiar to you, it'll be familiar to you. It's known as venture capital. You'll be glad to hear that I also have good news for you. Our next startup wants to democratize such investments, the investment opportunities, giving the retail investors an opportunity to invest as little as €100 in early stage investments. Let's meet Rob Tomney, CEO and founder of Further. Rob, welcome.
Hi guys, I feel like it's going to be about 2 minutes into the pitch until you realise this is actually a real pitch after the last one. So yeah, hi, I'm Rob, I'm the CEO of Further. So as everyone here will know, over the past 10 years, venture capital has massively outperformed all publicly available asset classes. And it's also far superior to crowdfunding, the only way for retail investors to currently access the early stage. Venture capital investments are 7 times as likely to generate an exit as crowdfunding investments. However, even 99% of investors cannot afford even the lowest fund minimum of £5,000. And our research shows that the majority of investors would invest into venture capital if they could. On the fund side, many are keen to diversify their access. However, they need an intermediary to handle all regulation and administration. So I'd like to introduce Further. Further is a platform that enables retail investors to invest into venture capital funds from as little as £500. Further works with funds, handling all marketing, administration, and client support, enabling these lower minimums to be offered. And through Further's fund structures, venture capital can be offered to retail investors. Further is a marketplace that enables retail investors and funds to access each other. For the funds, we handle the start to finish investor journey, from the initial marketing interaction to the investment administration and through to the ongoing lifetime relationship with the investor. For the investor, Further provides access through lower minimums. It educates the investors on the nuances of VC investing. and it provides clear and concise information to enable informed investment decisions. Further is going to be launching in the UK with EIS and VCT funds, two retail-ready fund structures. After this, we'll be moving to traditional LPGP funds and then overseas. The potential here is substantial. As you can imagine, unlocking retail wealth and channeling that into venture capital. In the UK alone, looking solely at top decile earners, there's the potential to generate 21 billion in new AUM and 900 million in revenues for Further. What's more, we do this by growing the market, not just by taking a slice of the existing pie. Finally, I'd like to introduce ourselves. My co-founder Seb is an experienced VC investor and will naturally be handling the B2B side of the business. And I'm a twice exited B2C entrepreneur, and I'm excited to be building my third B2C company. We believe that we're the perfect team to execute this vision. Thank you for listening. I'd like to open up the floor for questions.
Thank you so much. What a nice accent he has, huh? We all the Spaniards are so jealous, especially me, with the Madrileñan accent. Rob, okay, well, I was looking at the questions, and there's somebody anonymous from the audience, I don't know where, that was asking about the firm, and he was saying, is this legal? Yeah, no. So thank you. You're such a good crowd. You're fantastic. So many questions. I love you. Okay, Rob, further, they ask you how many funds you are working with.
Okay, so we're currently in discussions with 19 funds. 9 of those are very advanced discussions, and 2 of those are in legals.
Okay. And do you think you're going to move crowdfunding investors to Further?
It's not just a matter of moving crowdfunding investors to Further. There's some crowdfunding investors that will come on that want something a bit more safe, a bit more stable, a bit more diversified. And there's also some people that currently invest in shares that find crowdfunding too risky and too opaque that would trust their money with venture capital investors.
Did you already launch, they ask?
No, we'll be launching in October. That's when the VCT funds start in the UK, and so we'll be launching Further in October.
Okay. My God, they're coming in. Thank you. Oh my God, we have a few. Of course, they're asking you about the competition. Que obsesión. What's competition different than equity Zen, right? What's competition different from than Daniel is asking? Different from equity Zen, right? I don't know if this.
I'm not too familiar with equity Zen,
okay.
But there in the UK and in the markets that we've looked at, there is no holistic platform offering venture capital to retail investors. There's a few random examples of venture capital being offered on a couple of crowdfunding sites, but it's generally the lower quality funds, and it's not how we picture venture capital going to retail investors, and it's very slim, very few and far between.
Okay, there's more questions coming in through the Slido. Thank you guys. Thank you guys in the room. If anybody wants to raise their hand, we have a few seconds left. You okay? There's more. The last one then, Rob. What is your customer acquisition strategy?
Oh, well, we've got how long? 4 seconds left. Okay.
You have to say it in 2 seconds.
Okay, so like a lot of general direct-to-consumer marketing with search and social, but we'll also be running quite an extensive referral program. But it's like, as a startup, it's going to be about trying a lot of different routes, seeing which is the most successful, seeing which is the route that's going to deliver us the lowest CAC.
Excellent. Well, that was very slick. Thank you so much, Rob Tomney from Further. 2 to go. We have 2 to go, guys. 2 to go. So are you writing down your, your due diligence box, your notes? Do you have your 3 favorites already? Wait, we have 2 more. You might be surprised. You will be surprised. And you too. So write it down. Make sure you don't invest your money wrongly. Invest it wisely. And let me ask you a question, a rhetorical question. When was the last time you stepped into a bank, physically? You remember? You don't remember, of course. Who does? Except if you work in a bank, obviously. Miguel, in your case. If you don't remember, then we have a problem there. So if you're like us, except Miguel and people working in a bank, you won't remember. It was a while ago, a long while ago. If you're a millennial, you may have never been to the bank except for when you open the account, right? Millennials? Not millennial seniors, millennials. But if you're from the next generation, you may have not even, you might not even know how a bank looks like. A bank? What is that? Physically, I mean. Okay, because customers today, they want an 100% digital account. No commissions, no conditions, no plastic cards. It's bad for the environment. That's why Fácil, it's precisely this. They even go a step further and plant a tree on behalf of each user for every 1,000 euros spent. And the best, or some of the best, they don't close for lunch. Fantastic. To tell us more, we have here the CEO and founder of Fácil. He is Ignacio Santos. Welcome, Ignacio. Woo! Come on, Ignacio. Woo! Let's go.
Thank you. My name is Ignacio Santos. I'm co-founder and CEO of Fácil Neobank. But first, I would like to introduce you to my mom and my great-grandmother. Since I am a kid, my mom always told me that if her grandma fell from the sky and saw an ATM ejecting bills, she would totally freak out. For this lady, this old ATM would have been the most crazy thing ever. And so thinking about this, I realized that great changes are all about generations. Today, while all generations care about security and pension plans, young generations just care about what's easy, fast, and cool. And this is the idea that banks, the traditional banks, are not realizing. And they are leaving a huge space for new banks or for new neobanks to enter the market and change the financial industry forever. Actually, while traditional banks are merging more and more, in a country like Brazil today, the 5 best banks, according to Forbes, are already digital native. So in this context, we started wondering, how will the banking of the future look like? And then we designed Fácil. Fácil is a new way of banking app focused on representing the values of the new generations. You've seen that these people just care about what's easy, fast, and cool, right? Well, with Fácil, you can open your account in just 4 minutes, thanks to our powerful KYC onboarding process, which is powered by AI and OCR technologies. Then, you can just start paying if you top it up in a matter of seconds, and you can transact and send money to anyone in the world in a matter of seconds and instantly. So easy, fast, and cool. Again, easy, fast, and cool. But it's not just that. We're not a planet enemy, and for every 1,000 euros that our users spend, we will plant 1 tree. And we will not even use any plastic cards. We came up with the idea 2 years ago, and last December we managed to launch our first MVP. Since then, we have acquired hundreds of users with €0 invested in marketing. We have also validated the interest of investors as we raised our first pre-seed round in just 1 hour last March, and we have already tickets committed for the next round. But we have also planted 100 trees already, and we have managed to position Fácil as one of the most promising Spanish neobanks. This is what we've done, and in the near future, we are planning to launch in September our second and stronger Fácil application. And then, in the following months, we will launch the easiest way to buy and sell crypto ever seen before, Fácil Crypto. But this wouldn't have been possible without this amazing team. We have all young people with previous entrepreneurial experience and complementary backgrounds. And this team is complemented and empowered by this young team as well of dev and growth. And also, we also want to thank Visa and Pick and Pay for the special support they believed in us since the first day, and also the whole entire F10 team, and the rest of the organization and investors that have trusted us. So if you came here today looking for a great fintech investment opportunity, you just found it Fácil. Thank you.
Ignacio is from Bilbao.
Yes.
That's why he doesn't even sweat. It's amazing. Está entero, you know, no fear, no nerves, nothing. Ignacio, a ver, vamos a ver. Questions from the audience. Well, we have, oh, yes. Well, there'll probably be one about competition, but I'm going to skip that one. Neobanking is super crowded. Differentiation?
Yes. It is super crowded, they say, but in Spain, in Spain, we see that there is not a major player. There are so many neobanks, but they are not focusing, as we do, in targeting the audience that we are targeting with the brand that we are targeting. And we believe that is the main competitive advantage, the brand and the position in the market.
They were asking you, there's two people asking you the same question or similar question. Okay, so you've answered both. How do you compare with Green Got, with the Green Neobank from, from France? How do you compare with Green Got?
Well, that's a great question, and they are also doing great. Even Elon Musk invested in them 100,000 euros, 100 million euros, sorry, a couple months ago. They are doing great, but they are focusing just in planting trees. We are focusing on representing the values, the entire values of the new generations. And they are not even in that sense, in my view.
Okay. I don't know if there are any questions from the audience. I don't know if the audience can see me there. Ooh, hello, you can raise your hand. We're getting to the end, so there's more here.
Yeah,
there's one. Yeah? Go ahead. Yeah, you talk and the microphone will follow.
Okay, perfect, thank you. So what I'm seeing is very similar to what Bonk is doing. They're also a European bank. A lot of banks, like for example, N26, are being able to kind of like permeate across Europe very easily. So how can you compete with them if they're so advanced and there's like very similar KYC process, and also they're thinking about this green economy. I think they're also doing carbon capturing in the case of Bonk.
Yes, it's a great question, and it's about competition as well. What we see, if there is still place for another player, that's our view. If you go back to history, as Elena said before, traditional banking history has have place for several banking players. And if you go back to 1857, you will see that the two major banks were from where we are, Bilbao. So BBVA is our main representation for the future. And then Santander, which is close by.
Ahí queda eso. No fear. What did I say? We're running out of time. We ran out of time. There's many questions we'll have to answer later, but somebody's asking, what round, how much are you asking for?
Actually, today we're not looking for a round, as we raised in March our first pre-seed round of 185K. And we have a couple grants also, but we are planning, and we have already tickets committed for our next round, which we are planning for December, January. And we have, as I said, tickets committed, and it will be our upper of €1 million.
Well, you heard. If you're interested, get in line. Don't call us, we'll call you. Yeah? That's how we are entrepreneurs nowadays. Well done, Ignacio Santos. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And this is it. We're going to the last one, the last startup of today, of this Spain Demo Day, F10 Spain Demo Day. Earlier, we looked at how opening a bank account can be a challenge for expats, right? Growing their wealth whilst living abroad is another. Domestic services are geared for locals, obviously, in local languages, following local customs, in local currencies. Even if you could figure it all out, getting your money out of there when you want it could be an investment altogether. Very difficult. So what is the solution? The solution, well, there are two options. One, avoid long-term investment. Or the other, let's hear about our next and final startup when we have with us here. He's their CEO and co-founder. His name is Elliot Locke, and he brings us Abroaden. Welcome, Elliot. Woo-hoo! Come on.
Thank you. People living abroad know two problems just a little bit too well. First, it's almost impossible to get your native food cooked properly. Take Gerardo, an Italian expat. When he goes out for pizza, boy, does he want something that looks like this. Yet, most of the time what winds up on his plate, well, looks like, well, that. Yeah. So, pizza aside, food isn't what's keeping Gerardo up at night. What's giving him and millions of others insomnia is that he can't figure out how to safely, affordably, and transparently invest in his retirement when he doesn't know where he's going to be next year, let alone 10 years from now. So what if? What if we could leverage new technologies, new financial products, and regulations to give Gerardo the answers to the questions that's been keeping him up at night? My name is Elliot Locke. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Abroadin. I'm an investment advisor, and I've lived abroad since 2002. Abroadin is the wealth-building platform made for people living abroad, giving a growing community of millions of expats and remote workers investment services that cross borders almost as easily as they do. On our platform, they get access to automated investment advice, financial management, and the answers to any questions they might have, all tailor-made to their unique international profiles. That way, whenever they move, their wealth moves seamlessly with them, whether it's to a new country or even back home. And they get this all for the price of a monthly subscription service like Netflix, or as Gerardo prefers, 2 pizzas a month. Now, we know this problem needs to be solved because the data tells us so. People living abroad, on average, pay 3 times more for investment services than other retail investors. This difference means that they miss out on hundreds of thousands, if not millions of euros of gains over their lifetime. At the same time, this is one of the fastest growing communities around. Each year, the equivalent of the population of Singapore moves abroad for work. Here in Europe alone, there are over 20 million people working professionally in a country that they're not a citizen of. We know now is the time to solve this problem for a few very compelling reasons. First, we're at this great convergence point between new technologies, new regulations, and new financial products that makes it possible for us to deliver our value proposition not only affordably to the users, but profitably to us. More importantly, though, we know this problem needs to be solved because people tell us. We spent over 100 hours listening to people living abroad, and when we ask them, what's your #1 problem in your situation financially? Without fail, they tell us that they know they need to save in their future. They know they need to invest in their retirement. But thanks to the complexities of international finance, the fact that they live outside their comfort zone, and they just don't have a trusted source, they put it off. And they know they shouldn't, and it's keeping them up at night. As an expat myself, an investment advisor and an entrepreneur, I know that I, along with my incredible team, can solve this problem for them. That's why we're raising our seed round to accelerate our entry into market, build the UX our users deserve, and help Gerardo sleep just a little bit better at night. Thank you very much.
You have a lot of fans, even
you.
your colleagues, your partners, your peers. Okay, questions for Elliot? Last chance, remember, last chance. Remember, you can start investing now, because after him, we're going to find out who's the startup that got bigger investment. Elliot, they're asking you, the market seems to be big, but how much income are we talking about for Abroadin?
In terms of annual revenue?
I don't know, because this is the question, my friend.
Okay, so we're charging,
Ask Anonymous.
as I mentioned, we're charging a subscription service equivalent to, yeah, right, all the money, equivalent to a monthly subscription service like Netflix. What we're doing is we're reimagining the assets under management formula that most wealth managers charge. So in that sense, we want to have a long-term value with each client. We estimate our average profile would generate, say, 40,000, 50,000 euros over a 30-year timeline, depending on their assets, the strategies they follow, the risk they're willing to take.
Okay. We have our, I'm sure it's the same guy or person, somebody in a hurry, obviously, is, what big corporations do you think could be interested in acquiring you? Somebody wants to exit, pero yeah.
Well, I mean, it's nice that we're part of a Swiss fintech incubator. I think that in that sense, some of the big wealth managers out in the world who have done a great job focusing on those high net worth individuals, the ones who own the big boats down at the port over here, they might be interested to go into a more retail, mass affluent space. And we think one of those guys would be an interesting target.
Okay, many questions coming in. The level, the power, the interest hasn't, decreased. I'm amazed. What big corporation do you think could be? No, esto ya lo he dicho. Sorry.
I can answer it again.
Current investors using the platform? Question mark.
Current as in users?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so we've been doing some private testing with a very closed group of users. A lot of it has actually gone through F10, which has been fantastic. We've been doing a lot of interviews, listening. We have a closed platform, and in addition to having them run through it and giving them hypothetical strategies, we're testing every little detail we have. And each week, we're getting more and more interest onto our private beta list. So We're not operating just yet, but we're very confident that once we do, we have a very attractive product.
All right, and I think any other questions? Because this is it. This is it, guys. All the fish is sold, as we say in Spain. Todo el pescado está vendido. Okay, I don't know if it works translating into English. I'll explain to you later. Elliot, Locke, thank you so much.
Thank you,
for my
thank you for being here.
Woo! Well done. Thank you to all. Thank you, guys. You at this streaming. I'm gonna go and hug the camera like Rafa Nadal does when he wins, but I haven't won anything yet. So, this is it, our 10 startups. Now is the time to finish your investments, 100K, 50K, 25K of F10 coins. Well, value zero now, but eventually, who knows? So we're gonna, I don't know how, we're gonna see soon. We're gonna give Elliot a bit of chance as well for you guys to digest and process that pitch and maybe invest, obviously. Oh, we already have, is this it? Oh my God, que nervios. Ooh, this is it. Okay, this is live, so you have to tell me when these are the 3 most invested so far. This is working live, but unless you tell me, guys, I think we have a clear winner. Tell me, can I close votes? Yes, I guess the votes are no, that you can still vote. If you still have 100K and you want to change this, hurry up. I mean, Flo, I think has, it's just somewhat like Eurovision, you know? You give your 12 points, mais vite. I think we have it, guys. Yes? 7.8 million invested. Number of investment, 104. I think we have a winner. Flo, where are you? Omar. Oh my God. Omar Ghisani, my God. Felicitación, congratulations. He is our super winner, getting 7.8 million euros, I guess. 7.8 million euros, my friend. This is amazing. We have fantastic, well, congratulations to Travatar. Congratulations to Travatar and When Why How, because they were in 2nd and 3rd position with, you can see the figures now. My God, 104 investment with just a 2-minute pitch, 3-minute pitch. We have a fantastic diploma for you. Here, show it to the camera. Okay. Come. Winner, show it to the camera. And here, wait, Omar, I'm receiving through the pinganillo, as we say in Spanish, I don't know how you call it here. The pinganillo, they're telling me we're receiving a transfer. The 7.8 million are coming in. Don't go. Here. They're coming in. Put your hands, open your hands. There you go, guys. Woo! Money. Woo! Congratulations. Congratulations, 7.8 million here. We'll tidy up in a minute. Thank you so much to Omar Ghisani. Here, your diploma. We haven't finished. Don't go. Maybe I'm gonna need some help here, Vicente, to pick up all the money. Qué emoción, yes. Okay, we'll pick it up here. Okay, oh my God, big money. Here you have it. Here, this is your piggy bank. There you go. Congratulations to Omar. Wow, that was fantastic. Well done. So we haven't finished. We're almost done. Thank you so much to all the investors in the room and at home in the office for voting. We wanted to close this demo day in Spain with a brief fireside chat to discuss some important topics. Let's get serious now. Not all playing here. We're working hard. Play hard, work hard, play hard. Well, we've done it the other way around, but there you go. First of all, we want to talk about the takeaways for the first edition of F10 Incubation Program in Spain and its potential impact for the financial industry, although Andy has already spoken at the beginning with Andrea, but also why SIX and BMI are such strong advocates and what does the future hold for the fintech and the insurtech industry. So, to talk about this, no one better than our final speakers. And they're here with us. Javier Hernani, CEO of BME, and Daniel Smuki, CFO of SIX. Welcome, Javier, Daniel, here. Javier. Let's leave Javier in the front, here in the middle. Yes. Welcome. And they're going to give us some of the impressions of what you've seen. Welcome, Javier. Welcome, Daniel. Loving to have you here. And well, first of all, we've gone through this demo day and the whole incubation program. What are your thoughts on the finalization of this first F10 incubation program in Spain? Javier, Daniel?
First of all, energized, without any doubt, and also inspired. And thirdly, you know, this journey goes back to like 1.5 years when we had the first idea to talk about the further internationalization of F10. And now that we are here, it marks quite a... Maybe your mic is off.
So I didn't realize. I am fascinated with your voice. I didn't notice. Did you notice? I didn't notice.
So
Sorry, guys.
Now we can check whether I repeat the same thing again.
Let's see if it's a bot.
I might deviate a bit. No, I'm inspired, and I'm somehow on fire of what I experienced here. Now it is refreshing, first of all. And from a corporate perspective, that's exactly what is needed to stay innovative. You asked the question, why is innovation so important for an organization? My short answer would be because it's the oxygen of an organization. Without that oxygen, every organization runs the risk of being dead quite soon again. And with these happening, with these events and that energy of you guys, really a big compliment. I'm really excited. Congratulations. That proves that we are on the right track here in Barcelona.
Yeah, actually Miguel was saying during his the panel that otherwise without innovation is the path to self-destruction. You put it in a nicer way, but because he's a bit, you know, que le da la llaga ahí. Javier, what about you? What are your thoughts?
Basically the same. First of all, so happy to be here in Barcelona. Long time no see. After the pandemic, so it's really nice to come back to the city and meet my friends. It's really nice to see that the young guys in this country are taking initiatives and coming together and thinking about how to revolutionize everything we do here. I think it's extremely good. I think if this company 6BME is something, I think it's a company that is open to innovation. I think we have let me tell you a little bit of the story of Daniel. Daniel is not a typical CFO. He's a great CFO, but he also has a long experience into startups and understanding startups and investing in startups. And I think it's a person that would help a lot us in the coming years to basically identify where we have to go to and to listen well and understand very well the moment of evolution of the companies and to help them accordingly. I think one of the reasons of the merger of SIX and BME, honestly, is precisely the fact that the group, SIX, was very well advanced into this kind of initiatives. And the fact that the group has, for example, manages a fund on innovation to invest in companies was a very important thing for us. Because it was a way to also help us modernize and be together in a bigger critical mass to do all these things. So I think the combination of the two companies, I think, is a great solution to be in this field. And Daniel is the right person to lead this F10 initiative.
My God, Daniel, check your LinkedIn inbox. It's going to be full of requests, people now with all this publicity. But let's go to the nitty-gritty. Tell us a bit more about the commitment of SIX and BME to the financial market in Barcelona.
Well, first of all, the commitment of BME has been always very clear. I mean, the Barcelona Stock Exchange is a fundamental part of our group. I think we will do more from now on. I think we were maybe in the past more into the traditional way of doing business. I think the group has now established a very clear ideas on what to do in the different cities in which we are. We are, as you know, we are in Barcelona, we are in Madrid, we are in Bilbao, in Valencia. So we are very present next to the ecosystems. We are great believers that equity and the development of equity requires ecosystems that really work properly, where investors are located, where entrepreneurs are located, analysts are located. We know the space very well. We know that the equity investment requires expertise, legacy also, the good legacy, of knowing the market and understanding how it works. and also this combination of the new ideas around a financial infrastructure like us. I think this is extremely important, and we will continue to be in Barcelona in a very strong mood, basically to be able to capture all initiatives that finally could become important companies in Catalonia, in Spain, and in Europe. I think this is the real challenge here. Is we will not leave any ball bouncing out of our turf. That is really interesting to catch up. No?
Okay. Daniel, how is SIX and BME benefiting from F10 and vice versa? What the give and take is a give and take?
That goes exactly back to what Javier mentioned earlier. It goes back like 15 years ago when I was I spent almost 20 years of my professional career in aviation. So when we talked about airline and airports, etc., I felt like kind of home. But then at a certain point in time, when you're in this Thai area, people wearing ties, people are a bit stiff sometimes, and if people too long do exactly the same job, it really gets difficult to get to the oxygen as mentioned earlier. And that was exactly the point in time where I had a little bit of spare time. Don't tell it my wife. Please, and I engaged in startups. I engaged in startups, of course, with money, but also with time, being a board member then of a couple of startups. And it was kind of a crossover infection, getting young blood, getting young minds in particular, not stiff, not in the corporate rules and regulation parts, thinking out fresh, etc. That completely infected me. And on the other hand, they were infected by my experience on one hand, and by giving them a little bit of guidance and guideline. I never turned a startup, neither in my private environment nor in the professional, completely upside down. That wouldn't help anything. But just give the right guidance. And in most of the cases, it's all about focus and not getting too distracted, bringing one product to the bottom, monetize it, and then start from there and scale it up. That to me is the recipe, and so therefore it's a back and forth infection of traditional corporates, which take a lot from startups, but on the other way around also opportunities for old grayish getting. How did you mention it? Senior millennials.
You can be a millennial senior.
Absolutely, I'm a super senior then.
O bien genial. Bien genial. But that's more Spanish.
Okay, explain it later, please. No, and that it's really refreshing for both sides. That's our commitment here.
Just to finalize, because I'm sure our audience here and at home in the office, they want to stand up. Javier, Daniel, both of you, what is the importance then of accelerating fintech and insurtech startups for the financial sector? Why?
The financial sector is experiencing a great transformation in this moment. And obviously, they take on their backs, making the whole financial system work today. We should not forget that, in the sense that we live through a very severe crisis, and the P&L accounts of the banks are compromised in this moment, and they now face a relevant revolution in technology and in the way they do things, and they have to adapt that. Fintechs are clearly contributing to introducing new ideas, new technology, efficiency, lowering of costs. We have to encompass the two worlds, I think, of what the role of the banks is in the finance of the economy, which is absolutely central, with the new ideas that are coming from the fintech world that can be obviously incorporated or even completely change the way business are done. It's a moment of revolution, clearly.
We've seen it today through the examples with the 10 companies we've seen today. Daniel?
And the other importance is it sets the impulses to create solutions. Every engagement, every company, every startup, if they're not able to tell me within 3 sentences what is the solution for the paying customer at the very end, then it's the false kind of topic or also priorities. But what we have heard today, these were 7, or let's get 7.5 solutions, with the basketball player considering as a half solution. But that's exactly what the real value of the innovation is. Creating solutions for the paying customers, which monetize our overall salaries and dividends at the end.
Just to conclude, so as Daniel was saying, innovation is like the oxygen, is the new ideas you were saying that we need, and you added that we need equity needs healthy ecosystems, expertise, legacy, and we're going to do more. You say, Javier, Daniel, this is your commitment, do more, and I guess you mean from here, the only way is up, right? So, to infinity and beyond. Thank you so much, Javier Hernani, Daniel Smuki, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Just leave them here. Thank you to both Javier Hernani, Daniel Smuki. I want to thank also Berta Ares and Miguel Jaureguizar. Of course, to all the startups, as it's been mentioned, they've done super top pitches. Very powerful, very well done. So they were amazing. Well done, guys. Fantastic. 10 pitches. Also, the technical team, of course, the people behind the scenes. We only think of the technicians when things go wrong, but we never think of them when things work well. So thank you to the audio, video, the streaming, and everything, of course. And thank you, of course, to the F10 team. I would like to you see them here. All of them, you've met them. This has been a hardworking team putting together this event. You know, it's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, not only the magic on stage. What you see, it works thanks to the team behind it. So congratulations to the F10 team in Spain. Please, a round of applause to them. My God. I tell you, they've lost a couple of kilos in the past week or more. So, I mean, it's a lot of sangre, sudor y lágrimas, as we say, sweat, blood, and tears. But of course, and smiles. It's been a fun ride. And obviously, thanks to you, the audience, nuestro público, and to you, the investors, the entrepreneurs, the people that are following us, for your questions, for your participation, for investing to us today. Thank you for being here, for being there, because without you, this would have no sense whatsoever. And this is it from us for this F10 Demo Day Spain, but there's something missing. I'm not going to leave without asking you another question. What's missing? Rhetorical question, come on, I'm going to give you a break. Never leave without a call to action, right? Call to action, so here it goes. Our next incubation program call is already open. You can apply through their website, you know, www.f10.global. Please check it out. What are you waiting for? If you like what you saw and you think you've got what it takes, we are here with open arms waiting for you at F10 Spain. In the meantime, we'll see you very soon. Have a safe and fun summer, and hasta muy pronto. Adiós. Goodbye.
Pelín para... No, no tanto. Ay, perfecto.
Shukran. Thank you. Es que ricasco. Muchas gracias.
Merci beaucoup. Muchas gracias.